Okay, naku, magandang gabi ho sa inyo lahat. Welcome ho sa ating program. Live na live ho tayo ngayon on a Thursday night. Ang tawag natin dito, Happy Thursday. Bagong tawag na ho ngayon yan, no? Kung ang Wednesday ay Hump Night, ang Thursday ho ay Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday yan dahil meron tayong, di ba? Last week, nabanggit natin, meron tayong konting papremyo lang, katuwaan lang, no? Just to make it happy. No, meron tayong si attorney na siguro magsasabi niyan. But anyway, pabatiin natin yung ating eksperto ho, no, sa immigration dito sa United Kingdom. Ako ho ay alalay lang, kasama lang dito. Siya ho ang siyempre star of the show dahil siya naman talaga ang nakakaalam tungkol sa immigration. Siyempre, welcome natin. Happy Thursday, attorney. Magandang gabi sa iyo, attorney LIRA Simon CABATBAT.
Happy Thursday, Sonny. Kamusta po?
Okay naman. Medyo okay naman. Yes. Oh, medyo may ako, yung daliri ko.
Anong nangyari?
Ano yun, yung
Wow.
they call it blood blister, yung bang blood na yung trapped blood under the skin. Yung when you're fixing something, o kaya kunyari may pinupukpok ka, napukpok mo yung daliri mo, di ba? Tapos magtatrap yung ano. Oh.
Yeah.
Oo.
Masakit?
Hindi na okay lang. Nung masakit nung right after, pero ngayon parang okay lang naman. So nag-survey ako ngayon sa aking page. Sabi ko, should I prick it? Tusukin ko ba o pabayaan ko na lang? So hati may nagsasabing tusukin mo, hugasan mo at ganyan, no? Tapos mayroon nagsasabing pabayaan mo lang, matutuyo rin yan, no? So hati, no? Sabi ko sana sino ang mga nurses dito dahil napakaraming nurses sa UK. So ayan, medyo ito ang aking daliri for today. Blood
Wow.
Oo nga, oo. Naka-experience ka naman ito? Oy, teka muna, good evening, no? Magandang gabi sa iyo. Oh, it's a happy
magandang gabi po. Happy Thursday.
Oo, saan mo na ako yan? Happy Thursday. Oh, dahil lang nandiyan ka kaya happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy because it's Thursday. I look forward to this. Yeah, every highlight of my week. Ito,
Okay.
it really is. You know,
That's
it's
good. That's
challenging.
good. Because we're interacting, there is engagement from our viewers, no? And we created a little contest, no? Although parang, ano ba ginagawa niyo sa Immigration Corner? Pero hindi, kasi it's just, we can change a lot of conventions. Yeah? We can change a lot of, di ba? We shouldn't be very formal here. This is a very casual program. And for them to feel at home, na, di ba, nakikishare sila, hindi yung tipong Steve sila, baka nakakaya pag tinanong ko kay attorney yung mga tanong ko, yung mga, concern ko, no? Di ba? We will understand even if they use third person, no? Di ba?
Yeah.
Maski sila na yun, na nakakaya, di ba, minsan eh. Pero okay lang yun, okay? Huwag ho kayong mahiya. Kami ho kaibigan ninyo, ni attorney, LIRA, and it's a happy Thursday, no?
Yeah. No, tama po. Tama ka, Sonny. No, talaga, huwag kayong mahiya. Tawag kayo, and it truly is, it's Happy Thursday. That's partly nga dahil tignan natin kung meron tayong matitig na resolution, no? Actually, today is a happier Thursday dahil meron tayong maliit na contest, no?
Yes.
Our Dorito Challenge.
Oo, may Dorito Challenge. Pero teka muna, banggitin muna natin topic natin for tonight. Nababanggit na tatalakayin mo. Ito, hindi natin, ito yung topic natin for tonight na tatalakayin ni attorney. Ayan. Ito yung, maya lang ho muna. Pag Dorito, ano tayo? In-country applications been, refused, no? What do you do? Yan, no? Ito yung applications within the country na nandito ka na, attorney.
Opo. Yeah.
Ayan.
Yeah. So it's it's a big topic, and it's actually quite a challenging topic. So yeah, maraming tayong kailangan pag-usapan nga ngayon. Yeah.
Ayan, well, exciting yan. No? Exciting yan, mga kaibigan, mga kababayan, mga kayukay. Ayan, kayukay na na mga kasamahan natin. O sige, teka muna. Ito is something new sa atin. Parang ipagpatawad ninyo dahil nakatuan lang namin. Alam niyo, big fan kami ni attorney ng Doritos eh. So, one time yata, we just had a chat, tapos nagkakwentuhan. Ikaw yata nagtanong sa akin kung anong gusto ko bang snack or something like that. Or tinanong kita, hindi ko matandaan, na napag-usapan natin yung Doritos. So, kaya yaman din lamang na Doritos ang medyo paborito natin. Hindi ho namin pinopromote, ha? Yun lang ang konti pa premyo natin. Meron, ano ba ginawa natin? Yung first na magme-message sa atin, gano'n ba? O paano, ano bang ano natin?
Yeah.
Or gano'n na muna, or next time siguro, the first 10, tapos ira-raffle natin sila, gano'n?
Yeah, well, I'm open nga to suggestion. I think last time sabi natin, okay, sino man ang tatawag na una, no? But we can expand, no? It's as I say, it's
Okay.
just an
O
addition
sige.
to our Happy Thursday, ano?
Addition lang to, no? Katuwaan. Siguro ngayon, ganun na muna. But next week, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the first, siguro 10 people na bumati sa atin, o mag-hello, o and then we can, siguro meron tayong wheel dito, lalagyan natin yung 10 names na yun. Tignan natin, it's a work in progress ho to. At it's our way also of, aside from learning, we're entertaining you guys. No? Medyo, sa bagay, itong information natin, attorney, entertainment na rin to because medyo mabigat pakinggan immigration advice or immigration, 'di ba, discussion, pero
Yeah.
it's parang a feel at home atmosphere ang ating binibigay sa inyo. O sige.
Yeah.
Yaman
No,
dan
it's
Yes,
yeah,
attorney.
no, nga na no, okay, immigration and yung mga batas nga seryoso tayo, no. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be. It's law is not boring, no. Alam ko maraming mga tao sabi na boring daw. Hindi, law is certainly not boring. It can be challenging, it can be serious, but ito, every so often it's nice to inject some fun into it, di ba?
Yeah, well, I remember, if those of you who are avid listeners of Pinoy Radio UK during the time of SSS Attorney, we had very boring top subject matters that became very interesting. Like, for example, if you talk of SSS, ano pa pag-uusapan sa SSS kundi yung mga benefits? What are the benefits? Death benefits, maternity benefits, parang mga injury, something eh. So these are actually boring subject matter or topics, pero we were able to make it very interesting by putting a bit of drama doon sa mga claimants, no? When we interview them, for example, maternity benefits, we ask them paano nagkakilala dahil na-produce yung bata eh. O saan pinaglihi yung bata, anong nick, mga ganun eh. And it becomes interesting na human drama. O namatay, nag-claim ng death benefit. Bakit namatay? Ano kinamatay ng asawa? Namatay daw, nahulog sa hagdanan. Yung pantalon ay nasa tuhod daw, galing sa CR. O bakit nanggaling doon? Ano ginawa? Parang, so it became a funny, although it was a death benefit claim, it became kind of funny, no? So ito rin, ganito rin sa atin, no? Immigration, like you said, pero, at least, di ba, it's light, no? Para sa atin. So, teka muna, hindi ko alam ma-flash tong ating winner. Meron tayong winners. Sandali, Serial 5K. Ito na, attorney. Ito na.
Meron tayo.
Meron
Meron
tayong winner.
Good.
Yes, ang ating winner, hindi ko kilala, pero first time kong nadilig siya mag-message. First time to, no? Ang pangalan niya, ang pangalan nito, attorney, is Franz Pinedo. Franz Pinedo,
Okay.
yan.
Franz, tapos Pinedo.
Pinedo,
Okay.
Franz, first time. Franz, sabi niya, good evening po, keep safe po, and God bless po, Attorney Lira and Sir Sunny. So, Franz, ikaw ang nagwagi, no? Nanalo ka ng ilan Doritos, no? 2 Doritos, Attorney?
Well, tingnan, at saan ka nakatira, Franz?
Franz,
And then,
mag-message ka to. Congratulations, no? Siguro ang gagawin din natin, unahan din kayo, siguro the first 5 or the first 10. Bago to, gaya na sinabi namin, ito ay parang katuwaan lang, no? Natin, bago tayo magsimula doon sa ating seryosong, yung ating immigration corner. So, paki-message lang kung taga saan ka, Franz. Congratulations. Wala pa kami ng mga fanfare, wala pa kami ng mga ganyan. Pero, papasok na ho yan dito sa atin sa Immigration Corner. So, magiging masaya ho. Talagang happy Thursday. Bagong ikinoin mo, attorney. No? Ang inventor niya si nagsimula niya si attorney Lira, no? Bagong-bago yan. Okay. So, Franz Pinedo ba yan? Pinedo. Pinedo siguro. Yeah. Congratulations, no? Batiin ko na rin siguro yung mga mga listeners natin na nandiyan dyan, mga first early birds, no? Batiin natin si si Angie Minodin. Sabi niya, good evening po. God bless po. Watching here in Malaga, Spain. By the way, attorney, may tumawag sa akin yata o nag-message, hindi ko alam, baka pumasok siya ngayon sa message dyan. Taga-Spain yata, nagtatanong yata something about kung makakahabol pa ba, no? Pero mga sila, permanent resident lang, hindi naman yata citizen eh. Pero anyway, siguro baka mamaya papasok sila, no? Meron din tumatawag sa akin na kaso about being married to a Portuguese kinuha siya as spouse, no, by a Portuguese, ano, at gustong i-cancel na yung kanyang sponsorship, how do you call it, sponsorship application o yung sponsorship
UP.
na yung spouse sponsorship or whatever it is, no, doon sa Pinay na taga Middle East yata, taga Dubai, na working for a sheik, and yung anak yata parang basta ganun, doon sa family na yung sheik na yun, etong Portuguese nandito sa UK, driver, chauffeur nung family na yun, yung sheik na family na yun. Nireto ng mga Pilipina, uy, merong may single doon, may ganyan, no, Pinay, ganyan. Dito sa isang Portuguese na 69 years old, eventually naging mag-asawa, pero masyadong verbally abusive at saka babaero yata yung So, but anyway, mamaya yun, no? Basta tumawag lang sa atin. Mamaya itatanong ko lang siguro sa iyo, attorney, no? Okay, ito yung mga pagbati natin lang, no? Pagbati lang, attorney. Ayan, ito si Edgardo Cagahastian Enriquez. Good evening, Kuya Sunny and Attorney Lira. And to everyone, happy Thursday. Ayan, happy Thursday daw, no?
Happy
Mabuhay.
Thursday.
Ito, hindi ko alam kung kilala mo ito, si Way Holipas. Kilala mo ba to? Kilala ba natin to? Kaibigan natin? Way Holipas. Sabi ni Way Holipas, good evening to you both from Newcastle. Uy, Newcastle, attorney, ha? Ba, layo niya. Nasa
Layo.
north. Malayo. Diyan yata sa north, may problema yata, no? Parang mas mahigpit yata, no? Ang mga restrictions, no? Sa norte.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, meron silang local lockdown ata, no? So hopefully she's okay. Yeah. Kamusta, Hue? So hopefully you're okay.
Ayan, oo. Ito naman si Rose May Rie Cancino. Uy, Cancino.
Yeah.
Good evening po, Ma'am Lira and Sir Sunny. God bless po. Ayun, mabuhay. Uy, gawin nyo lang every week, ha? Unahan lang para katuwaan lang. Pero we might, just for this week, kasi nasabi namin ni attorney, na yung first na papasok, no? Pero, dito lang po sa London. Taga London pala to.
Oh,
Attorney.
okay.
O di okay lang. Malapit-lapit lang, no? Malapit-lapit. Pero, sige. Nakakatuwa lang. Niisip ko lang siya, paano kung nag-uwi?
Kapit-bahay pa namin.
Malapit. No? At taga saan ba? Ito, si Arnel Valenzuela. Magandang gabi po from West Cork, Ireland, no? Hindi lang lumabas dito sa ating, yung sa ating social na, lumabas siya doon sa main natin, no? Marami itong, mga bumabati sa ating attorney, ha?
Oh, that's nice. No, gusto.
Oo. Ito, si
Salamat po.
Mar Ayos. Ganun, may mga pangalan niya. Mar Ayos Ferreira. Sabi niya, good evening po sa ating lahat. Okay, God bless po. Ayan, no? Si Way Holipas is working as a staff nurse and mahigpit na po dito, sabi niya. Kita mo naman, may reaction agad, attorney.
Wait, no, ingat ka, staff nurse, no? Kayong frontliner. I'm sorry na, I hope that everything is okay. Sorry about the lockdown, ha?
I don't know if you've heard of this thing. Kailan ba na nakikinig ako? Because I was hindi ko alam kung pagbalik ko na. I was in I don't know if you've been to Turkey, the English Riviera. I was there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Have you been Southwest UK, attorney? England?
No, hindi pa. How did it go?
Okay naman, it's nice.
How's the weather?
Weather was perfect on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And, di ba, merong sikat na sikat yung French Riviera? Di ba? Yung mga Nice, Cannes, Antibes, even Monaco is included in the French Riviera, di ba? Yung south of France, di ba? Madaming mga celebrities dyan na, na tumatambay, naliligo, maganda mga beaches sa south of France, no? Meron ding Italian Riviera. We also have the English Riviera. So, ang Riviera, it's composed of three towns, three villages or three towns, Turkey, Paynton, and Brixham. Yun. You should check it out. Punta ka ron. Maganda ron sa Turkey, no? Torbay siya. Torbay yung Boro yata. And then you have these different villages. Ayan. Okay.
Did you go into the sea?
We planned on. Nakakita kami ng mga naliligo. And there is this part there called Babakumb. B-A-B-B, parang Baba. And then C-O-M-B-E. Ang ganda ng view. And then sa tatayo ka sa parang hillside, no? Mountainside. Basta kita mo yung view, yung coast. Pero sa likod mo, very busy. May mga pubs, may mga restaurants, may mga cafes. Maganda eh. Maganda yung place. You should check it out. Babacombe. It's a very high elevation doon sa Turkey. Parang Turquay, di ba? Turkey. Turquay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Turkey, no? So, yan. Akala nila nasa Turkey ako. Sabi nga, ma'am, nasa Turkey ho pala kayo.
In that case, quarantine, no?
Akala niya Turkey o sa Turkey, the country Turkey. Hindi, sabi nga na Turkey, pareho lang ng pronunciation. Turkey. Ayan. Okay, congratulations kay kanina siya tagasan, bigay mo sa amin yung address mo dahil at magpapadala si attorney sa iyo ng ano pangalan to, Doritos, no?
Opo, yeah.
Oo. Ayan. Katuan ho yan. So, ating ginagawa ho yan. Gagawin. Well, today's the maiden, no? Night na may konti tayong pa-contest. Ayan. Salita kanina pa ako. Excited din kasi ako nakasama kita, attorney. Diba? Nagsama tayo ngayon. At nawala ako for the past few days eh. Ngayon, live ho tayo. Okay, attorney. So, we go straight. Ikaw, kumusta ang week mo? How was it naman? Ikaw naman. Ako naggaling sa Turkey. Nasaan ka ng weekend?
No, I mean, no, it's been quiet nga this week. Oh, no, apart from I had a pneumonia and flu vaccinations.
Oy.
Wow.
Wow.
No,
ito yung flu jab? Is this the flu jab, attorney?
Yeah, yung flu jab. At saka I also had a pneumonia vaccination. So, what with everything else going on, no? Ingat tayo. So, kung pwede ka kumuha ng flu jab o kaya pneumonia, probably a good idea.
Do you really suggest one to have a flu jab? The last flu jab I had was in 2000, hindi ko alam kung 2008, 2009, 2007.
Yeah.
Oo. Kasi nilagnat ako. Pagkatapos ko i-flu jab, nilagnat ako. Nag-react yung katawan ko.
Yeah.
Oo, ganun ba no first time, nilagnat ka?
Yeah, no, tama ka. Ngayon nga that's why I'm looking paler than I usually do. No, it can have meron kong kaninang umaga meron kong konting lagnat. So it can, but it's I think it's worth it. Ang daming nangyayari ngayon, no? So the less or the more protection I think you can give yourself, probably the better, no?
Ano to, NHS or did you do it privately?
Yeah, I did it privately. The NHS, there's quite a long waiting list. No, some people are prioritized, which is fair enough and right enough. Nga. But it's probably not a bad idea to look into. So, especially tayo, ako tumatanda na nga ako. So, it's.
Ikaw tumatanda mo kang bata, ha?
That's not too much to say, sorry. But today I'm feeling it's just slightly under the weather. But so it's good to have a happy Thursday because it's pepping me up.
Oh, pero teka muna, how long have you been doing it? How long have you been having this? At saka bago sa akin yan, ha? Pneumonia jab. Bago sa akin, flu jab, alam ko. Pero ngayon ko na narinig yung pneumonia, pati pneumonia kasama eh. Oh.
Yeah, no. So, flu jab, I think it's a yearly thing. Pero first time ko nga ito.
Hindi ka pa nag-flu jab last first time to flu jab?
Yeah, first time ko.
Oh, okay.
And then the pneumonia jab, I didn't realize, isang beses lang, it lasts for life.
Oy, good. Maganda yan. Maganda yan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, pero wala sa NHS, I haven't heard of this pneumonia jab, no? Oh, yung flu jab, yes. I handled it once about 13, 14 years ago. Hindi na ako umulit eh. Ganun. But I think we need to.
Importante siguro. Gawin mo. So,
yes, I will. Pagka in-offer
So,
sa atin, no? Oh, sige. Well, okay. So, ayan na ho, no? So, nag-flu jab ka and sa ngayon, no? At may pneumonia, no? Which is good. Parang protection mo na. Lalo na winter time, we're expecting the pandemic o yung COVID na yan eh lalong raragasa because flu months na yan eh, 'di ba? Yung eto malapit na autumn and then winter. Kaya ingat-ingat. Tama 'yung sinabi mo, ingat. Mag-ingat tayo.
Ingat tayong lahat. So, yun na. So, and
Okay.
yeah, and then otherwise, I've been actually on and off looking at this, yung topic nga natin ngayon, because it's a big topic, no?
Yes.
And yung nga, and it's the thing nga na, I suppose it's the scariest thing that can happen, no? Pagka nagpasok kayo ng application. So, and that is yung nga, sabi natin, yung nagpasok kayong application dito sa UK and your application has been refused. What do you do? No? Now, unang-una, don't panic, and certainly don't ignore it. No, just because you don't hope na magbabago ang isip ng home office. You need to address it. But first and foremost nga, don't panic. Now, pangalawa, tignan nyo maigi yung sulat. No, the letter will dictate kung anong magagawa nyo, and that of course depends on kung anong application na pinasok nyo. So there are combinations, it can be a combination of things na kailangan yung gawin. It also depends kung anong type na application nyo. But so let's look at the possibilities. Yung nga sabi ko, ang laki nga ng topic natin ngayon. So I'll try and touch on all of them, all the possibilities, and then we can elaborate nga later on. So nakakuha ng refusal. Nasa yung sulat. So it would be one of potentially, ang magagawa mo, one of potentially 6 possibilities. So, appeal, administrative review, judicial review, reconsideration, okay, or even new application, or what's called a fresh claim, no? Now, yung challenge really is the first top 4, no? Appeal, administrative review, judicial review, o kaya yung reconsideration. So, ang application nyo, pinasok nyo under the PBS, the points-based system. Sabihin natin, estudyante ka, o kaya nurse, ganoon. What you would normally, the refusal letter should say that you can challenge by what's called administrative review. No? Now, administrative review is, it's not an appeal, okay? So basically, sasabihin mo sa home office ako, nagkamali kayo because, so it could be that they misinterpreted certain facts, or they looked at figures wrongly, or yung ang batas, no? But it's not an appeal. No? Now, if you, however, made an application under, say, the immigration rules, no, a spouse application, for example, what you will get is also a letter, sasabihin nga doon sa sulat, usually towards the bottom of the letter, if you have a right of appeal or not. No? Now, if you have a right of appeal, then that's exactly what you should do. You should submit the appeal. If you don't have a right of appeal, there's the possibility of judicial review. So we'll elaborate on that a little bit more. Now, in some cases, and certainly this is not for all, no? Pwede ka rin magpasok ng, or you can ask them for what's called reconsideration. So basically, sasabihin mo sa home office, can you look at my case again? Pero kailangan magbigyan mo sila ng rason nga. Not just look at it again for the sake of looking at it again. You have to say why they should need to look at it again. Now, so let's just have a look at those 4 firstly, no? So, yung nga, administrative review. So points-based system, estudyante ka o nurse ka, hindi nga yung appeal, as I've said. They will look at errors. They will not look at human rights issues. Okay? Kung may pamilya ka dito na hindi mo pwedeng iwanan, that's not really what they're looking at. Titingnan nila, did you actually accumulate enough points under the points-based system? Do you have enough money, points-based system? So, and one crucial thing is, pagka nagpasok ka ng administrative review, it will be looked at by the home office also. So the home office looking at their own decision. No? And I think that probably says why it is that administrative review often is not successful. But it is certainly a challenge that you can undertake. Now, a second possibility, as I was saying, is an appeal. Now, sabihin natin, nagpasok ka, you're a spouse, and you have a family in the UK, then it would be an appeal itself. We've discussed before in the program, appealing, how best to do that. But again, needs to be submitted. The one good thing about appeal is you can provide, say, updating documents. No, so later on statements, for example, from family members. Now, separately nga from that, if you, kung nakakuha kayo ng sulat, para sabi doon, you have no right to appeal, then you need to look seriously at what's called judicial review. So yung judicial review, it just challenge the decision itself for the process, no? But not the actual refusal to give you a visa in that way. So if you're successful with the JR, judicial review, it can be reconsidered or it can be then proceed to an appeal. A fourth possibility nga is yung reconsideration. So basically, sasabihin mo sa Home Office, can you look at it again? Nagkamali kayo, this is why. No? Now, for all of those four possibilities, there are deadlines. So beware. And this is why sabi ko nga, kung makakuha kayo ng refusal, don't panic and certainly do not ignore it. So, for appeal, administrative review, or indeed reconsideration, ang deadline is 14 days from the date that you receive it. 14 calendar days, hindi 14 working days. So really, it's literally 2 weeks. And you're deemed to have received it the day after the date on the letter. So kung late yung nakuha mo, because the post was late, for example, o kaya lipat ka na, then you may need to apply for extension of time. But you need, where you can, certainly try and submit it within the 14 days. Now, as far as judicial review is concerned, it's 3 months is the deadline. So 3 months from the date of the decision. So you have a little bit more time. But that time goes really fast. At usually, kung meron kang judicial review, it's normally you combine that, say, with something else. So before the judicial review, called the PAP, the pre-action protocol, basically sulat ka, you say to them, look, can you look at this again? And then if they don't look at it, so a bit like a reconsideration, if they don't look at it again, they say no again, then you mount a judicial review challenge. But as I say, that's 3 months. Certain things not to be aware of also. If you leave the country, no? So nagpasok ka ng application, administrative review, or indeed appeal, no? Or indeed reconsideration. If you leave the country, you're treated to have abandoned your appeal or your reconsideration or indeed administrative review. No? Now, JR, judicial review is something else. But of course, kung umalis ka dito, if you have a judicial review challenge ongoing, magkakaproblema kang pabalik nga dito. Of course, then you don't have a visa. Now, it's possible in some cases to combine them, no? But it's generally not a good idea. If you make an application, if you have an appeal, say, normally you would not also ask for a reconsideration, because as soon as you do, so if you have a right of appeal, they won't reconsider anyway if you have a right of appeal. So just beware. You can, in very rare circumstances, combine. Usually, you have to make the choices. Now, what you do also depends on what's called 3C, leave to remain. Now, this is quite a big topic, yung 3C. So basically, kung meron kang visa, tapos na-refuse ka nga, nagpasok ka ng appeal. So most of my clients ask, ano nang nangyari sa visa ko? Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ba? No? And there's something called 3C leave. So basically, kung may visa ka pa, nagpasok ka ng appeal within time, then 3C, that's immigration rules 3C, means that extended nga yung status mo. Kung ano mang status mo dati, that's extended until your appeal is actually heard and concluded. No? Now, judicial review is something else, of course, and administrative review is something else, and of course, reconsideration nga. But generally, kung meron kang visa nga dati, tapos nanalo ka in relation to any of those, it should not then prejudice, no? Your continuous leave to remain in the UK, and that could be quite important if you're asking for under the 10-year rule, no, continued residence. So you should not the fact that they had refused it without providing you with the right of appeal, and then nanalo ka to challenge, that should not then prejudice you if you were successful with the judicial review. Now, it's individually, those are very, very big topics. Now, on top of that, I mentioned the possibility of, say, even a new application, or indeed what's called a fresh claim. Now, with both, meron kayong panibagong mga documents. So sabihin natin nagbago nga ang sitwasyon nyo. So sabihin natin na you made the application, say, as a boyfriend, girlfriend, no? Tapos na-refuse nga yung application, but then you then married, no? You may, rather than say, pursuing an appeal, any other points, any other challenge, you may want to submit a new application, because it could be that the new factors could lead to a better result. Yung nga lang, kung natapos na yung visa nyo, kung mapuputol nga yung status, so 3C leave, you have to think seriously about, do you want actually to make a new application? So one thing, there are a few things now, many things in fact, in immigration, that sometimes, as long as you read properly the rules, and you have, say, basic advice, that it's something that you can potentially do yourself, no? But with something like appeal following a refusal or judicial review, it's not a bad idea to actually see if you can get proper legal advice, no? Because that you then get into quite complex areas of law. And yung nga, sabi ko, deadlines are tight, no? I mean, 2 weeks goes by really quickly, and they will only extend it if there's a good reason for you to have missed it to begin with. And 2 weeks really just flies by. So be careful, no? But the main thing I reiterate nga is, kung na-refuse yung application nyo, don't panic, no? Hindi sila laging tama yung Home Office. So it could be that it can be properly challenged, and you potentially would even win it, no? But just beware.
Ayan. Okay. Ayan na, no? So, okay. Yun ang mga in-outline nyo, attorney, no? Yung sa refusal, no? In-house applications been refused, no? What do you do? Okay, balikan ko lang yung, nabanggit mo yung boyfriend, girlfriend towards the latter part of your, no? Yung pinapaliwanag. Boyfriend, girlfriend, paano status yun? Tapos naging mag-asawa. Pero paano naging mag-boyfriend? Are we referring to one of them is outside of the country? Ganon? Paano yan?
Hindi.
How can they be boyfriend and girlfriend? Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
Or nandito na sila, na nakakilala, boyfriend, tapos in-apply ng visa, ganon?
Yeah. I mean, I was dealing with a case actually not too long ago. So yung ang nangyari. So basically, nandito yung girlfriend, siya limited leave, no?
Like a tourist visa, a visitor's visa, ganon, dumating. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, at that point, she was actually even here. She was here as a student nga, no?
Okay.
So, ang ginawa nila, so ang plano nga, they didn't want to get married yet.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, they didn't also want to live together, no? Or they were not living together. So, ang ginawa nila, without taking advice, they made an application on the basis of their relationship. So, and that application was then refused. So, may visa pa yung
relationship?
Yung babae.
Fiancé o mag-asawa? Mag-asawa na?
No, hindi. Boyfriend, girlfriend nga lang. Kala nila that it would be straightforward, and they can just make an application and she can be extended and then get married. That was unfortunately quite wrong. No? So nagpasok sila ng application. The application was then refused. And then in the meantime, actually, they then in fact married. I mean, there was a bit, it was quite a frustrating case dahil nagpasok sila ng application, sila nga lang gumawa. Tapos they got married. Hindi nila sa Home Office that they got married, no? So, then in the meantime, dahil hindi nga alam ng Home Office that they got married, the application was just simply refused. So, at that point, it was then a question of, do you appeal it, or do you make what's called a fresh claim, or do you make a new application? Now, the problem with appealing it is they made a mistake, no? At the time of the application, there was no real basis for the application. So they and they accepted that. Nagkamali nga sila. So it was then a question of, okay, do they appeal it? And I think at the time also the appeal time had had lapsed already, or do they make, so in that case, they made actually a new application. No? Nagpasok sila ng application, but this time on as a married couple. The problem there though was the visa in the meantime had expired. No?
Okay.
So she had to be dealt with outside the normal rules. So that kind of scenario nga, that's what I'm saying. In some cases, truly, just get even basic advice, no? So at least you can kind of you can plan and have a structure, no? So don't just, if you're not sure, don't just hope that you'll be all right. Seek advice.
No, don't leave it to chance, no? Hindi yung tipong ano lang, these are very tricky situations, di ba? Kasi you will have to weigh. Should you go for an appeal or should you go for a fresh claim new application, no? Because by then, mag-asawa na eh. Nag-asawa
Yeah.
na, no? Oo. So, ayan. Okay. Teka muna, you mentioned about 3 months doon sa judicial review. Saan nga uli yung 14 days?
Yeah,
Sabi mo,
so
calendar days, it's not working, hindi ano ba, working days ba tawag doon, no? So exempted yung Saturday and Sunday. Pero ito,
Yeah.
14 calendar days, including Saturday and Sunday, no? Saan nga uli yun? Because you mentioned appeal, administrative review, judicial review, reconsideration, new application, fresh claim. Saan nga uli yun, 14 days?
yeah,
Just
so
to recap.
the two magic numbers you need to remember is, so for appeal o kaya administrative review o kaya reconsideration, you need to submit all of those within 14 days, 14 calendar days. No? So
sa judicial review, attorney, sabi mo?
you,
Di ba
So,
3 months yung sinabi mo kanina sa
3
judicial
months.
review?
yeah, so the two magic numbers, if you like, is 14 days.
Okay.
So that would be deadlines for appeal,
Appeal?
administrative review,
Okay.
at saka yung reconsideration.
Reconsideration, okay.
Yeah. So, and yung nga, sabi mo, 14 calendar days po yun, no? So, they don't, if it's working days nga lang, then you get a little over 2.5 weeks, no? But 14 days, they mean actually 14 days, so 2 weeks nga lang. Now, judicial review, 3 months po. So, the two magic numbers are 3 months and 14 days, no?
Ayun.
So, it's the judicial review though is something else, no? I mean, there's a reason why it's 3 months, and that's because it's just much more complex, judicial review. I mean, I suppose I should add a third magic number, which is 28 days. So kung nasa labas ka, no, na-refuse ka ng application,
Oo.
then you have 28 days from outside the country to appeal. So you get an extra 14 days. So it's the three things. So usually it is, as I said, 14 days in country, 28 days from out country, 3 months for judicial review. Beware of all those dates, no? That's why I say don't panic, but don't ignore it.
Ayun. Oo. So, number 1 kagad, yun ang unang bukas mo kagad. Don't panic. No? Dahil, at basahin. Di ba? Basahin mo mabuti dahil sometimes it is outlined in the letter ba na kung anong gagawin mo. And towards the end, he also said that sinasabi sa'yo kung may right or appeal ka, no? O wala kang right of appeal, no? Parang ganyan, no?
I mean,
case, no?
it's sometimes the case. It's it's a very upsetting thing. It's quite a depressing thing to receive, no? Especially because mo naghihintay, tapos ang dami mo ng plano, especially kung nandito nga yung pamilya mo o kung meron kayong anak, and then you get this letter, no? And then it's very easy, of course, to panic when you get that. Yung nga lang, and because ang sakit nga makita, ang sakit basahin, no? Sometimes you just put it to the side. You know, sometimes it's a human thing to do. It's a difficult issue, so itinabi mo, no? But mo mong gagawin yun because it will just get worse. Problema nga yun, there's no doubt about it, but you should address it, no?
Oh, yes.
It's truly not unusual to say, meron kong, panic call to say, can you help me? Ito nga nangyari. And then, pagka tinanong ko, so ano bang sabi ng sulat? The many times I've heard, hindi ko pa alam dahil hindi ko mabasa. Ayaw kong basahin. no?
Pagkatakot ka na rin.
Actually,
Tama
I
yun.
can understand it, no? Dahil sakit
Oo.
nga, no? Di ba?
Oo. Ako din, may ganyan din. Kunyari, may parang meron akong iniiwasan, pag parang ayaw mong basahin, di ba? Dahil baka masyak ka, no? So, pero basahin nyo. There's no other way para hindi lumala yung, yung inyong mga problema. Plus, you really need an expert, advice, no? Hindi pwedeng haka-haka o babasahin mo lang sa libro, no? Hindi mo, kamukha nun, yung mga ngayon ko lang narinig yung mga 3C leave, no? Yung status parang as it were before ba? Parang prior to the application ba? Ano yan? Ano ba 3? Letter C? Gano'n? 3C? Letter C?
Opo, yeah. Yeah.
Oo.
So actually, that's quite it's a little known thing, but 3C leave is quite an important topic nga. So 3C essentially means, so kung may visa yung tao, sabihin natin ayun nga, estudyante, no? Tapos nagpasok sila ng application as a spouse during the time na may visa pa nga siya, no? And the application was then refused.
Okay.
Under
Refused as a
3C,
ano pa to, nag-asawa, ganon? Refused, nag-asawa?
yeah.
So meron pa siyang
so
leave,
sabihin
di ba? So kumbaga feeling niya may blanket pa siya ng konti dahil dahil may fallback position siya dahil existing pa yung kanyang visa na student, no? Okay. So
Yun
na-refuse
nga.
ngayon doon sa panibagong application.
Yeah. So, pero nagpasok siya ng application, may visa pa siya. Tapos na-refuse yung application niya. Now, pag nag-appeal ba siya, so ang question niya ano nang nangyari na sa status niya? Overstay na ba siya? The answer is no if you appeal. No? So, kung estudyante siya, tuloy-tuloy, tapos na-refuse siya, nag-appeal siya, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung visa niya under this thing called 3C leave to remain. So, ibig sabihin, hindi nga siya overstayer. No? So, it's...
I can liken that to, for example, sa Pilipinas, kunyari, senador. Tapos dumating yung, kunyari, 6 years yan. Dumating, let's say, do sa 3 years na yung kalahati ng kanyang term, may presidential elections o vice presidential, tatakbo. Kasi, matalo man sila do sa election na yon, na vice president or president, hindi pa tapos yung kanilang term ng senator balik uli sila. Parang ganun yan, di ba? So, ganun attorney, ganun. So, parang ganyan pala yan, leave. Kunyari, ano ba length ng mga student visa? 2 years? Ganyan? Ano ba? 3 years? Ano ba yung usual length?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. And you know,
1 year, halimbawa.
Yeah, sabihin natin but it can be quite important, you see. Sabihin, especially kung meron kang yung posibilidad under the 10-year rule, you know? So, continuous leave to remain in the United Kingdom. So, ang ayaw mo mangyari, maputol yung continuous leave mo. So, if you then appeal, that means you preserve at least your 3C leave to remain. Especially kung may trabaho ka, no? Kailangan mo magtrabaho nga dito. As a student, no? But in making the application na the appeal, ibig sabihin, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung status mo. So, it can be quite crucial yung 3C leave. So, kung nagpasok ka ng application, may visa ka pa, and na-refuse, nag-appeal ka, tuloy pa rin ang status mo dito. And the same conditions that you had nga before will continue. So, kung ano man limit mo dati, diretso pa rin.
Tuloy pa rin. Okay. Alright. Bibigyan ko lang na daan yung konting mga at siguro babalikan din natin ulit ito, no? Dahil napakalawak nitong sinabi mo. Marami pala yan. Appeal, administrative review, judicial review, reconsideration, first, parang fresh claim, tapos meron ka mga new application, no? Ayan ho, nai-empower ho tayo. Marami ho tayong natututunan, no? Yung baka, I'm sure marami dyan mga nanonood sa atin. Merong mga ganyang complications o istorya o kwento, no? Na in a certain parang visa status, ano ba tawag? Visa status. Kamukha, student, is it a visa status? Working permit is a visa status. Yung mga nurses, sabi mo, yung mga points-based PBS, di ba? Yeah. Oo. So, yun, marami sa ating ganyan, no? Medyo masalimot ng konti, no? At nagkaroon ng konting, kamukha, no? May plano mo lang maging estudyante, then you found love. O, di ba? Tapos biglang naisip mo, teka muna, mag-apply tayo, nagmamahalan tayo, di ba? You're thinking na yung lalaki, yung spouse, halimbawa, thinking na he would like to, parang help you, di ba? Na parang to extend your stay by marrying you, no? Because eventually, medyo legitimate naman yung love ninyo, no? Okay, bubuksan ko lang yung mga questions. Titingin din ako sa gilid dito maya-maya kasi parang hindi pumapasok doon lahat sa sa main ano natin yung kumukuha ng mga messages. Pero yung mga pagbate, no? Ay, congratulations. Teka na, attorney. I-congratulate natin tong ating winner ng ano. Ito, ano ba contest to? Ayan, unang bumati winner. Makita mo, ang ganda ng tag natin.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh,
Oo,
that's nice. Yeah.
oo, cute yun. Parang ano, wala silang maisip na ano, no, na tag, no? Kundi unang bumati winner. Ayan, Franz Pinedo. Sabi nila, kaya itong naisip nila, attorney, ganda naman ang kanilang title nung nung segment na yun, no? Franz Pinedo, taga London. Franz, taga saan ka, please? Because malaki ang London eh. 'Di ba? Hindi naman ano yan, different parts of London tayo. Si attorney, mga Southwest London ka o East London? Southwest, 'di ba? West London.
Yeah, Richmond po kami.
Southwest, Southwest.
Yeah, France, sabihin mo sa amin kung anong paborito mong
Flavor.
flavor, ano? I mean,
Oo.
ako yung maanghang kaya ang
Manghang.
gusto ko.
Oo.
Yeah.
Ako naman yung
Pero
tangy cheese. Oh, uy, binigyan ako ni attorney. Yung laki-laki na parang isang ano tawag din sa Pilipinas? Hindi naman bayong no? Parang malaki eh. 'Di ba? Malaking ganun. So, thank you attorney. At ako
Sure.
binaon ko nung nagpunta ako ng Devon sa may Turkey. Breaks up Turkey, ganyan, no? Turkey. Yung mga bumati sa akin, kala nasa Turkey ako, nandito lang ako sa UK, no? Sa Turkey, no? Turkey ang pronunciation. So, congratulations, ha? Franz Pineda. Wala tayong mga palakpak, pero ito na, palakpak natin. Congratulations. Ayan. Oo. Meron kang, sabihin mo yung flavor na gusto mo. Ako, matutuwa sa atin ang Doritos nito. Di ba? Ay, grabe, sabi, okay, show na yun, ha? Meron silang giveaway na mga Doritos. Okay, so may pagbati sa atin. Attorney si CL Lipscomb. Taga saan to? Taga North Devon. Uy, North Devon, galing ako ng Devon, ha? Oo, North Devon siya galing. Asan na ba to? Asan na ba yung mga pagbati natin, attorney? Okay, sandali ha. Ilalabas lang muna natin yung mga pagbati rito. Nawala na yata yun ha.
Ang ganda sa North Devon. Hopefully the weather's good, ha?
Hindi ko alam kung kasi yung aking pinuntahan parang nasa South Devon eh. Uy, teka muna, ba't nawala ang ating mga pagbati? Marami tayong mga pagbati ngayon ha. Oo. Sayang, may mga talong-talong tayo rito. Teka muna, babasahin. Tingnan natin kung no? But anyway, babasahin ko lang itong mga no? Sayang, attorney, no? Parang, ito. Hello from North Devon, si CL Lipscomb. Ayan. Okay. Alam mo pa, pakisabi ho kung taga saan lugar ho kayo kasi alam ko, parang nag-check-in silang lahat sa atin, attorney. Ito, kamukha ni si Yan Galicia Paner. Sabi niya, good evening po sa lahat. And Kuya Sani and Attorney Lira, I'm watching from Cheltenham. Ayan, Cheltenham. Oo. Tapos, binanggit natin kanina yung, di ba sabi mo, parang medyo under the weather ka ng konti yata because of the flu jab. Sabi ni Nia Turner, normal reaction po for flu jab. Sandali, tignan natin kung we could add on to no? Sayang kasi yung mga pagbati nila no? Sana natin.
Oh, by the way, last
Yeah,
week,
Tony.
last week, may nag-email sa akin galing sa Pinas, no?
Ba?
Yan, he was watching us via Facebook.
Talaga.
And sabi nga niya sa
Taga
akin,
saan daw sa Pilipinas?
Makati.
Makati
daw.
Okay. Oy, mabuhay.
Yeah.
Oo.
So it was nice that he was watching yung buo daw na programa. So it was so he found it informative. Kamusta daw?
What he wanted or she wanted the sender niya ng letter or email or wanted to find out how they can come over to the UK?
Hindi, actually, no. Sabi nga lang niya, no, it's, he saw it and it was informative and to say hello, really. Yun nga, wala. So,
okay, good. Thank you very much. Nakakatuwa kasi, no? And people come up to us also sa daan, no? Nanonood kami ng Immigration Corner, ganda ho ng okay, really, And sometimes it's not yung mga close friends mo nakakilala who are watching na magugulat ka but people who you don't know na ang manonood talaga, no? Ayan, normal reaction to yan. Pumasok na Nia Turner, attorney. Nawala
Oh,
kasi.
yeah.
Oo, tapos yung kaninang ito si Yan Galicia Paner para naman makita kasi nag-message sila, no? They took the time out to message. Good evening po sa lahat yan. Kuya Sani, Attorney Lira, I'm watching from Cheltenham. Ayan. Cheltenham yan pronunciation dito ho, no? Hindi ho Cheltenham. Cheltenham ho yan, no? Alam niyo rin sa UK, marami ho kami mga pronunciations na medyo cute eh. Okay, ito si Mary Rose Cancino Martinez. Good evening po, Sir Sunny and Attorney Lira. Love watching po. Ba? Sabi niya. Talagang specify niya. Love watching po. Oh, nabasa mo naman yan. Talagang, oh.
Oh,
Kasi may immigration ka na, may premyo ka pa, masaya ka pa. Di ba? O,
ang ganda ng pangalan niya. Glomery. No?
Glomery, no? Oo.
Glomery.
GLOH.
Yeah.
Oo, unique yan.
Beautiful.
Kung totoong pangalan niyan, talagang very unique yan, no? Napaka-unique na pangalan. Glomery, it's a nice name, ha? We love your name, no? Taga saan ka ba, Glomery? Pakisabi ko kung nasaan kayo, no? Ayan. Uy, sabi ni Emeline Rafael, sabi, nice to see you back, Sunny. Kasi wala ako hapon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, wala tayong live, pero puro mga watch parties ang ginawa natin. So thank you. Ayan, si Emeline attorney, maganda ang buhok niyan. Maganda, yes, maganda hair niya, no? Si Emeline Rafael. Although hindi pa kami nakita na ba tayo in person, Emeline? Hindi ko ba? Arnel Valenzuela says getting a flu vaccine will not protect against COVID-19.
True.
However, ayan, kasi may sariling vaccine ng attorney, di ba? Ang tinatrial na nga eh. Magkano bayad sa mga participants? 3,000, parang hindi ko matanda, may bayad eh. 3,000 pounds yata mahigit yung mga magpa-participate. Getting a flu vaccine will not protect against COVID-19. However, flu vaccination has many other important benefits. Flu vaccines have been shown to reduce the risk of flu illness, hospitalization, and death. It is also required for people with diabetes and other long-term illness.
Yeah, no, tama si Arnel. Yeah, it doesn't, there's no proof nga that it has any fight against COVID-19. But, yun na nga, I mean, let's ingat tayo, try our best, di ba?
And flu jabs are being given towards the colder months, di ba? Winter, usually pagpapunta ka na ng winter, kamukha ngayon, bago-bago pa lang ng autumn. May dalawa ka pang... But within autumn, lumalamig na rin yan. Di ba? Mga October, November, palamig na yan eh. Kailangan talaga yan. Kaya si attorney, for the first time, first time yata yung flu jab mo, no? Tama? Kita mo, nilaglag ka.
First time. Yeah, no, I mean, sinasabi nga nila, you may feel some discomfort, no? Baka, you may have some reaction nga, but you know how it is, no, sorry. Yung sinasabi nila sa'yo, hindi ka naman naniniwala, no? You think, you'll be fine, right? So had I known, I would have had it tomorrow rather than on kahapon ko nga lang. So otherwise, I would have had it tomorrow. So I wouldn't be under the weather for you today. But okay.
Di ba? Okay lang naman yun. Para ka lang konting, parang lang nagulat lang yung katawan mo. Usually ganyan yata dahil marami ako nakakausap naman. May ibang mga nurses, ayoko lang ganyan, magano dahil parang sabi nila, parang hindi ko alam kung bacteria o something, virus, ayoko kung anong sinasaksak sa atin. Ganon no? Pero I had it once lang, 2007, 8, 9, hindi ko na matandaan. Hindi ko na inulit kasi talagang nilalagnat ako the whole day. Sinisinat ako because pagkatapos ko parang nagulat yung katawan ko, parang na-shock na doon sa flu jab. Pero we have to, no? Kailangan natin, lalo na kung medyo bumabata ho kayo. No?
Miss Giling. No? Si Miss Giling. So
si Miss Giling. Miss Giling. Si Giling.
Yeah, we can't skip Miss Giling. She's a lovely woman. Hello, Miss Giling.
Miss Giling.
Nice Thursday. Yeah.
Nag-asawa na ba siya? Miss pa rin ba siya o nag-asawa na?
Ang tawag ko sa kanya, Miss Giling.
Miss
She will always
Giling.
be Giling to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Kamusta, Miss Giling? Nice for you to watch us. Thank you po.
Alam mo ba yung pangalan niya? MM eh. Parang pagkain. M&M's, no? O MM's, no? Parang...
Yeah.
MM.
Emma.
Ano kaya? Emiliana o Emilita? Ang pangalan
Emma.
Emma. MM. Ayan, okay. MM, mabuhay ka, ha? We really appreciate your support diyan, no? At I'm sure pinagkakalat ni MM sa mga friends niya, huy, manood kayo doon, no? May Happy Thursday doon sa Immigration Corner, no? So, I'm sure kinakalat niya. Ito, Dick Villanueva. Hello, Sunny and Attorney. Yeah, hello, Dick. Si Dick is based in, diyan sa France, Paris, France. At yan ang ating station manager sa Pinoy Radio Paris. France pala, Paris tuloy. Pinoy Radio France. Ayan, mabuhay.
Oh, wow.
Dick, oo, yan. Ano yan, reporter yan television for PTV4, for Channel 4, no? Sa Pilipinas. Dati kong kasama yan sa GMA at ngayon nasa Channel 4 na siya, no? Nagre-report siya. Lalo na pag weekends, makikita mo yung mga reports niya sa PTV4, no?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes. Maria Victoria Ramos, ay pakisabi kung taga saan kayo para medyo maganda to, para may mga roll call ng mga kung saan kayong places, no? Sa Maria Victoria Ramos, nabasa na ba? Nakita mo na ba, attorney? Andiyan na ba?
Yeah, so hi, blessed evening po, Attorney Lira and Sir. Oh, gandang
Okay.
picture niya.
Ay, maganda ba? Oh, okay. Gemma ako sa Claudio, sabi niya, good evening, attorney. Gemma from Cambridge.
Oh,
Ayan.
hello, Gemma.
Kita mo yung kanyang, kita mo yung kanyang
That's such a
picture?
good emoji. Nakita mo yung picture niya?
Oo, nurse yata yan. Kasi may mask.
Yeah.
Is it a surgical mask which means na siya ay nurse o naka-mask siya dahil tayo lahat, maski hindi nurse, naka-mask, no?
Yeah.
So, baka ganun ang kanyang yung mga tanong nyo, ha? Pag may mga questions kayo, tingnan sandali, mga questions about immigration. Teka muna, one question, attorney. Ang mga, di ba, dito sa UK, maraming mga nagdatingan in the past years, no? Mga taga Spain. Kasi nga, may free movement sa EU, eh. Ano na ang status ngayon? Marami siyempre maiinggit na mga kababayan na citizens na sa Spain. May chance pa ba? O hindi lang Spain, baka pwedeng marami, may kilala akong taga Italy, taga Belgium na nagtakbuhan dito before ngayon magaganda na ang kanilang trabaho dito. Ano ang situation? Pwede pa bang humabol pa o sarado ng pintuan?
No, absolutely. Pwede pa rin.
Pwede pa rin?
Pwede pa rin. Until the 31st of December, no?
Uy.
So, you have, tayo na ngayon? October, September. October, November, so about 3 months, no? So, kung pasok dito na kayo magtatrabaho, before the 31st nga of December, pwede pa rin. Pero kailangan nyo din magpasok sometime for what's called pre-settlement, under the pre-settlement scheme, no? But that's not actually a difficult application as such. Pero pasok kayo dito before 31st of December, pwede pa.
Ayun, So, pwedeng magpaalalay sa'yo, no? Kunyari, kung kailangan nyo ng abogado o ng si attorney, no? So, pwede pa. Pero yan ay sa mga citizens. Pero kung tipong permanent resident ka lang, let's say sa Spain, or permanent resident ka lang sa France, hindi po pwede, di ba?
No, so kung gusto yung permanent right, hindi nga yung basta-basta. Dahil of course, yung resident visa mo doon sa bansang yun, no? So you have to be EU in order to be able to come in to make an application nga under the pre-settlement or settlement scheme.
Ayan.
Resident hindi pwede.
Okay, meron tayong mga kaso ng mga Pinay halimbawa, kinuha ng mga kinuha as a spouse ng mga Briton. At yung pala, nagkaroon ng mga, di ba, yung mga, ano ba yung pangalan to? Yung pag ginugulpi, domestic abuse. Di ba, instead of having the 2.5 plus another 2.5, nagiging by virtue of that, di ba? Kasi minsan, aawayin, gugulpihin, tapos iti-threaten na yung sponsorship, tatanggalin yata. Dito yata nangyayari yan, di ba? Na nabibigyan ng permanent ng visa yung mga ganyan, yung mga biktima ng domestic abuse. Nabibigyan ba?
No, absolutely. So kung the usual scenario nga nandito, no, dumating dito, tapos no nandito nga ginugulpe, no? Tapos tinatakot pa, no, magsumbong ka, papadeport kita, ganoon. I mean, it's quite a usual with those situations nga. It's a usual threats, no? So kung yun ang nangyayari nga sa inyo, don't be afraid, no? Seek advice at saka meron kayong magagawa. So tama ka, Sonny. if you can show nga you've been the victim of domestic violence, no, and that can also include if you like, emotional or verbal abuse, coercive behavior, then yeah, pwede ka magpasok ng application, and you may even get nga indefinite leave to remain, permanent residence dito.
Okay, well, tatanong ko rin yan, kasi nga may isang Fatima something, no? Na tumawag sa akin magtanong kung sa situation niya. Ang asawa, attorney, is Portuguese, no? So EU citizen. So kamukha nun na may verbal abuse, tapos babaero yung lalaki, parang ang feeling niya authoritative masyado, feeling niya dinadown niya yung girl dahil parang the reason why you came over, nakuha kita, and somehow you're enjoying your stay dito sa UK, sa Europe, at dahil, kinuha kitang spouse, may sponsorship. EU citizen ang kwento ngayon. Ano ang chance niyan? Let's say, merong domestic abuse na rin ba yun? No? Yung verbal abusive, yung minumura ka lagi, inaano ka?
Yeah, actually, yung ganun sitwasyon, that's a little bit trickier. Dahil of course, nung pumasok nga siya dito, it was not under the immigration rules, no? Hindi nga spouse. Nung pumasok siya dito, it was as an EU dependent, no? Now, so ibang ang application. So you can still make an application to remain in the UK kahit nga merong divorce. So potentially under so you retain rights of residence route. So you can also look at that nga. Sometimes you can also see about changing nga yung status mo ngayon as EU dependent to something else, say as under the immigration rules. Pero yun, dahil pumasok nga siya as an EU dependent rather than as a spouse, then the domestic violence route will actually not apply. So ibang application niya, ibang kaso. Pero tumawag siya sa iyo, Sonny?
Nagkausap kami, nagkausap kami. So, ang situation daw yata ngayon, naghihintay siya ng mga tawag sa mga parang investigador yata, mga pulis, at saka kasi yung asawa pinaalis. So bahay o naninirahan sila sa asan ba ako? Namimiss nila yung aking itsura, no? Nakikita rin ako. Okay. Okay. O kasi parang sabi nila, boses lang yata kausap ni Attorney Lira. And meron silang tinitirahan, no? Tapos ang ginawa ng pulis yata, pinaalis yung asawa, no? Pinastay yung babae doon sa kanila kung saan sila nakatira. So nag-hotel ngayon yung lalaki, parang napakagastos na ng ano niya, gusto niya na bumalik. Ano yata, merong bawal yan, hindi yata may ano ba tawag, restriction, may restraining yata, order ba, ganun, no? Na hindi pwedeng lumapit yung lalaki. Oo, ganun. So ang ginagawa ng lalaki is he's trying to come up with yung i-block na yung kanyang sponsorship or i-cancel na yung kanyang sponsorship, ano ba, how do you call it? Sponsorship, yun lang siguro, hindi na visa, hindi na application. Tama ba yan? Application ba? Sponsorship niya doon sa asawa niya.
Yung visa, tama ka, first time. It's actually so meron nga siyang visa nga dito. So she has a residence permit as a family dependent now of spouse of an EU national. So ang payo ko sa kanya, I mean, it's must be terrible, yung nga nangyari. So it's ang payo ko sa kanya, look, if you are unang-una yung police, they're investigating nga, and it's good that they're investigating. Kunin mo, if they haven't given to you already, yung crime reference number, no? That it could be na pagka nagpasok ka ng panibagong application, that you need that, no? So and also make sure nga na you kept in touch with the police kung anong gagawin nga nila sa kanya. And yung nga din, seek advice, no? Dahil iba nga ang kaso mo, yung EU national, and of course, we are in the midst or towards the end now of Brexit. So, seek advice. Kung gusto mong tanungin ako, happy to help, absolutely. Email me. And then, yung nga lang, lagay mo sa subject, Immigration Corner. And I'm happy to respond. So, it's terrible, Sonny? I mean, these things.
Exactly. So, yan, lagay niyo lang ho, Immigration Corner, para at least alam ni attorney yung no? Kung anong source, kung napanood niya rito sa ating show, no? Para nang malaman niya na, uy, ayun pala kailangan sagutin natin dahil galing nga doon sa program, no? Okay, tuloy ko lang yung mga pagbate, no? And some questions, no? Teka muna. Ayan. May eto, mga pagbati pa tayo rito, no? Si Ruby De Vera bumabati sa atin, attorney, no? Good evening po, sabi niya. Sana may natutunan kay Ruby doon sa ating tinalakay ni attorney, no? Yung tungkol sa mga pagkaangan yung mga in-country applications, no? And na-refuse. Ano ang gagawin nyo, no? Ayan. Unang-una, huwag kayo magpanic, no? At ikalawa, basahin nyo mabuti yung sulat, no? Para kasi doon naka-outline din kung ano gagawin nyo. Sa ilalim siguro noon, sasabihin sa inyo kung okay. Kung sinabing hindi ka pwedeng mag-appeal, ano na gagawin mo, attorney?
Yeah, kung sabi
wala
niya,
ka right of appeal ba tawag doon? O, doon pa sa underneath, it would say you can appeal. O kaya it would say you can't appeal. Ano ba nakasulat ng sa can't appeal?
Yes.
Paano yun?
Usually would say there's no right of appeal against this decision. Yun. O yung if there's a right of appeal has been on and there's a right of appeal and you must do so within 14 days, no?
Ayun,
It's only yung mga refusal, usually it's no more than say 4 pages, no? Pero yung appeal right or no right of appeal nasa likod yun. So just beware, have a look for it, no? Pero basahin yung buo, no? So if there's no right of appeal, again, the same thing, don't panic, yeah? Seek advice. So there, okay, if there's no right of appeal, one thing would be, do you want to ask for maybe reconsideration, no? Or indeed judicial review, okay? But so kung anong kailangan mong gawin, but the thing, as I say, is read it through, no? Don't just ignore it, huh? But yeah, so it's potentially judicial review is a challenge. So don't give up. I mean, it's certainly don't give up. Yes, there's probably something you can do about it. And home office, they're clearly not infallible, huh? They make mistakes.
Really, okay.
Truly, yeah.
Okay. So ayan, isang patunay na yan, no? Hindi infallible. Or you can also, basta reason out, no? You can make, send yung mga, parang ano ba yan, to beef up yung mga rason, di ba? Yung case mo, no? You have to, you can come up with, or you can refute what they are, basically, refuting yung kanilang sinasabi, di ba? Kinokontra mo yan, o inaano mo, no? Pero siyempre, kailangan nyo na somebody like attorney, no? Kung tipong, hindi mo pwedeng gawa, ayan, hindi mo pwedeng, hindi ka pwedeng mag-lawyer ng sarili mo. Kung simple lang siguro application, pwede. Pero kung mga tipong medyo kailangan ng appeal, you have to weigh which yung mga risk, like, yun nga, minsan nandun ka sa tipong, should you go for a new application, fresh claim, or should you go for an appeal, no? So, ayan, kailangan mawaway. Kayo na, mawaway mo yan, attorney, no? When you look at the facts ng situation ng, let's say, nung lumapit sa'yo, on a given visa application, halimbawa, pwede ma-assess mo which is the better route, no? Is it an appeal or is it a fresh application?
Yeah, yun na nga eh. So that's so kung sino man makikita nyo, it's it is the first thing. That's your main job as a lawyer, no? So kung may problema, you assess it and you need to assess it fairly quickly. Usually, where there are options nga, you present it to the client, and then you advise them. In your opinion, this is probably the way forward. And normally, there are not that many way forwards, no? Pero it's up to you to advise and give them as much information nga as you can, so that they can make an informed decision. Tsaka look, beware also kayo. You can seek advice, but if you decide actually, hindi mo na gagawin dahil gusto mo na nga lang umuwi, that's also your prerogative. So it's
or pagod ka na, ayaw mo na ilaban lang, para baka hindi mo na kaya pa, ganun. So ganun ba? Oo.
Yeah, it happens, no? It happens na nagpasok ka ng application, you were hoping, or sometimes a fairly common scenario is nagpasok ng application, it's a spouse application, na-refuse nga lang, and tapos the couple says, well, actually, uwi na nga lang ako, and then I come back into the UK, no? So that, matawag ata sa atin, Sony.
pero paano, teka muna. Sandali, nakikita ko may
Sino?
si Dick. Sandali, kung mag-open tayo na, patay lang muna. Patay. Hindi kasi nasa Facebook hindi naman tayo hindi tayo teka muna, tingnan natin bakit.
Zoom ba tayo?
Hindi, wala tayong Zoom na naka-set up eh. Sandali, Hello, Dick? Wala. Parang Dick,
Nawala na
sandali.
siya? Oo.
Iano natin yung Zoom siguro. Iano natin kung sakasakali lang. We'll try to pero sige, iano lang natin tong okay. As you were saying, naputol ka ba doon sa sinasabi mo, attorney, o hindi na? You were saying
No,
about
that's fine. No, it's fine. So, I mean, so yung nga, look, take advice. And it goes back to, sinabi ko na a few times now, sabi ko, no, don't panic. But truly, take advice, and it's up to you how far you want to, what steps you want to take. Pero yung nga lang, it's better to have that advice and at least alam nyo, no? You have knowledge, and you can then make an informed decision, no?
Ayan. Okay. Alright. Ito yung mga pagbati lang. Tuloy ko lang sa atin dahil may mga pagbati rito. Si Way Holipas, attorney, sabi niya, ayan, kaya mo bang basahin, attorney? Pakibasa lang yung kanyang message sa atin.
Yeah.
Sorry, hindi pa nakapasok. Sorry, ito. Ito ang message ni Way Holipas. Ayan.
Oh, okay. So, Attorney Lira, is it okay to email you for some queries? Lang po. Thank you. Of course, Way. Yeah, no. Email mo sa akin. Lagay mo nga lang doon sa subject, immigration corner. Yeah. Kung gusto mong, probably best also, lagay mo yung telephone number mo, because sometimes kung komplikado nga ang question mo, then it's better to speak. Yeah, of course. Email mo sa akin. So, we'll flash my email again later, pero ang email ko, cabatbat@douglas 2s, tapos -simon.com. But yeah, feel free. Happy to help.
Ayan. Okay, ayan. So, ayan, no? So, ano mo lang, lagay mo ng Immigration Corner. And if you'd like, kung po pwede, lagay mo rin yung number mo, no? Parang sa ganun baka, ang tawag dito, kung mabalikan ka ni attorney sa no? Kung sakasakaling komplikado yan. Okidoki. Dick, subukan mo na lang, sige. I'll pick you up dito sa para isasagap ko na lang kung may question ka. Pakiulit lang uli yun. Meron ng address yung ating winner, attorney.
Good.
Siya? N2. Nasa N2 siya, no?
N2.
North
Okay.
2, London, N2. Ayan.
Yeah. Okay. Bigyan mo sa akin mamaya, Sonny. Definitely papadala ko sa iyo.
Cheese.
Sinabi ba niya kung anong flavor?
Cheese daw. Parang cheese ang nakita ko kanina na message niya.
Cheese?
Cheese.
Cheese it
Cheese
is.
na. Cheese na. Ito, pumasok si Dick. Okay. Okay. Hello, Dick? Hello? Yeah, go ahead, please. Go. Go. Hello? Hello, Dick? Live ka ngayon. Hindi ako... Dick, hello?
Happy Thursday!
Happy Thursday daw sa'yo, sabi ni attorney. Go ahead. Anong gusto mo sabihin? Go ahead.
The one that you discussed a while ago, yung si Maria Fatima.
Okay.
Sanchez. Kasi pamangkin ko yun.
Okay. Gusto mo magtanong kay attorney andyan? Sige, baka sige ako sasagot lang sa kanya. Baka hindi kanya marinig. Sige. I mean, yung sagot niya pala, i-relay ko sa'yo. Sorry. Go ahead. Anong gusto mo sabihin?
Yung nilagay ko dyan itinype ko dyan.
Nakatype ba? Nakatype pala. Sige. Hindi ko lang makita. Titingnan natin.
Piniyam ko sa'yo.
Piniem dito sa akin. Sige. Check ko na lang. Babasahin ko ngayon. Sige.
Alam ko naman kasing baka mamaya, di ba?
Sige, Dick. Basahin ko na dito. Piniem mo sa akin. Okay. Sige.
Thank you.
Thank you na, Attorney Lira.
Yeah, wala pong anuman. Happy to help.
Hindi pa. Babasahin ko pala. Biro mo, hindi pa natatanong. Nagpasalamat na siya, no? Dick, bababa ko muna, ha? Para tawagan ko at basahin ko yung message mo, ha? Okay. Sige. Okay. Ayan. Asa ba message ni Dick dito? Teka muna.
Is he calling from France?
He's calling from Paris, France. Oo.
Wow.
Ito, ang sinasabi niya, ito kasi pamangkin nga niya yung Fatima, no? Tumawag, nakausap natin. Sabi niya, yung pagkain tinatapon ng Portuguese, gusto pagkain lang ng Portuguese ang kainin nila. Ini-insist yata ng asawa, no? At saka bawal tumanggap ng kaibigan doon sa asawa niya, yung Pilipina, no? Kay Fatima. Ex-military yung lalaki, kaya parang martial sa bahay nila. At sinasabihan siya na kapag ginabi yung lalaki, sasabihin, I treat a Pinoy for 40 pounds to eat at restaurant. Oh, anyway, medyo ano yun? Medyo green yun, no? Okay. Mga ganun, no? Medyo bastos kasi parang medyo bastos sa mga kumbaga bastos sa bibig,
Tama.
no? Oo. Pero kamukha na sinabi mo, parang no? Mas ibang sitwasyon ng asawa ng EU kaysa sa asawa ng UK. Bigyan nga mga ng distinction, attorney.
Yeah, so I mean, iba nga yung batas. Kung nandito kayo as EU, then it comes the regulations nga, it's under EU regulations, no? It's not immigration rules in the same way as yung spouse application, pagpasok nga sa entry clearance visa sa spouse. But batas pa nga rin, no? There's some protection nga still. So si Fatima, I mean, I'm quite. I mean, that's quite distressing yung situation nga niya. So she should, kung kailangan niyang tulong, even if it's just nga brief advice. So I'm happy to point her in the right direction. She should just email me. O kaya si Dick, kung gusto niyang, if he wants just to get an idea nga, sabihin mo kay Fatima, email me, no? And then I'm happy to at least give you some idea, hopefully nga, of which way to go. But it's EU regulations rather than immigration rules. Iba yun eh.
Okay. Alright. So, yeah. So, at least, no, ayan, nasagot ni attorney muna, no? Initial, ano lang yan, parang kailangan i-mensahe niyo pa ng gusto, no? Okidoki. Si Ranjit Somel, no? Yung ating napaka-avid na viewer natin, no? I think he's Indian ba? Si Ranjit Somel, no? He says, magandang gabi everyone from Warwickshire, no? Tapos
Wow,
si Emmeline Rafael nagtatanong dito, attorney. Sabi niya, "Hi Attorney Lira, tanong ko lang kung pwede bang magpagawa sa iyo ng joint affidavit? Kailangan ko lang sa SSS ko." Hindi ba naitanong na siya to last time? But andito yata. Nagkausap ba kayo? Tinawagan ka ba?
No, hindi niya ako pero yung look ito,
Sabi niya,
yung
joint,
affidavit
notarized
you can
daw
also notarize yung yeah, natatandaan ko to. I think she asked this question nga before. So for SSS, dahil nga ibang bansa, no, Pilipinas nga, of course, you need normally either yung consul nga natin sa embassy o kaya yung notary public, no? So if you're looking to swear it, pero if you're looking to actually just make it, tapos you're going to swear it before the consul, for example, yeah, that's something we can help with. So yeah, email me. Happy to assist, of course.
Sabi kasi niya dito, kumpletuhin ko lang, attorney. Sabi niya, so hi Attorney Lira, tanong ko lang kung pwede bang magpagawa sa iyo ng joint affidavit. Joint affidavit ba yan? Kailangan ko lang sa SSS ko dito kasi yun ang kailangan nila, notarized daw. Kasi yung name ko na Emmeline Fabila at Emmeline Rafael ay isang tao lang. Thanks, kailangan ko kasi ito. I don't know.
Okay. In that case, it could be na you need what's called a declaration. So no, pwede pa rin namin, pwede kami makatulong. But to be frank, it's something also that if you still need to swear it, you see, or get it certified by either yung consul nga natin sa Philippine Embassy o kaya notary public because you're using it abroad. Normally, that's not something you can swear or get notarized and yung ama solicitor. So the two are different. So either you need help to make it o kaya you need help to get it sworn or indeed both. So to make it, I can help there. But to get it sworn, you need either a notary public o kaya cheaper, frankly, is just go to the embassy. Kung bukas nga sila. And get it sworn there. But if you need help nga in drafting, email me.
Okay. Alright. Sabi ni Nancy Amores Nicole, sabi niya, Attorney Lira, nagpapatanong lang po approve na po ang tourist visa ng isang Pinay na papunta, so nagpapatanong sa kanya, no? Siguro friend, siguro sabi niya, uy, nanonood ako ng Immigration Corner. Yan, baka may concerns ka. So, ayan. Attorney Lira, nagpapatanong lang po, approve na po ang tourist visa ng isang Pinay na papunta na po siya dito sa UK kasama ang BF niya na British. Kaso, 4 months pregnant na po siya at balak niya na dito manganak. Pwede po ba yon? Makakapasok daw po ba siya at di maharang ng immigration? Sabi daw po kasi ng agent nila sa Manila, pwede daw po makapasok sa UK basta di mahalata ng immigration. Ano daw po dapat niyang gawin? Ano ang ibig sabihin ito? Pagbuntis? Ganun? Baka ma-deny? Sa
Yeah, so yung nga pagpasok nga
tourist,
niya
no?
dito,
Tourist visa. Oh.
yeah, tourist. Yeah, it means
Mm.
exactly that, turista, no?
Mm.
So, kung malamang, kung ang intention nga nila ay hindi na nga siya aalis, then it would be, if they make an application in country, it's likely sasabihin ng home office, then they carried out the show, no? And that can be quite serious because it's a deception issue. So, so it's an illegal entry. Because of course, ang pagpasok nga niya dito, it's not in fact as a visitor, but to stay. So there, I mean, that's quite difficult, no? Kung pagpasok nila dito, so ang balak niya, just a visitor, then by all means come in, but you have to go back. Pero kung balak nga nila nagbago na, buntis na nga siya ngayon, then you would need to make an application for a new visa, no? And it could be, kung nagsasama nga sila o indeed, kung hindi sila nagsasama, potentially to come in as say a fiancé, kung ang balak nila magpakasal nga dito. But it's never a good idea to either to come in under different basis, because as I say, it could be that they will say illegal entry ka. And illegal entry is it's not looked at obviously positively by the Home Office. Kahit may anak na nga kayo.
Alam mo, parang may ganyan akong alam na kwento, no? Yung girlfriend ko kasi, meron siyang brother, nakapangasawa ng mga doktor yung brother, tapos doktora din yung nag-aral sa Pilipinas sa FEU. Yung pareho, no? Yung lalaki at babae na naging mag-asawa. Pero ang kwento nitong babae na doktora, noong araw kasi yung meron tinatawag na ECFMG, no, Educational Council for Foreign Medical Graduates, no, yung mga doktor na Pilipino nakakapunta for further studies or parang doon sa Amerika. And during that time, yung father nitong sinasabi kong nagtapos ng medicine sa FEU, nagpunta sila mag-asawa ron, na ipanganak yung isang anak na yon, yung babae. So, nagkaroon ng, di ba, parang, dalawa yan, di ba? By blood and by jus soli, no? And jus ba o juice? Di ba? And jus sanguinis, no? So, by blood or by, by kung saan, place of birth, no? So, pinanganak sa Amerika, nagkaroon ng chance maging American citizen. Naging baliktad eh. Kasi umuwi na rin eventually yung mga family, yung father niya at mother niya, doktor. Pero na-petition niya, nakuha niya. Anyway, meron siyang younger sister, na kumuha rin ng medicine. Naging doktor. Pero, di ba, para maging doktor ka sa Amerika, kukuha ka ng exam. Ang, kaso buntis na. In-advise ng mga, siyempre, may mga bumubuyo-buyo, no? Pasok ka na, gano'n, parang pag nanganak ka ron, at least, di ba, citizen na anak mo ron. So, ang exam niya, nakaschedule malayo pa. Pumapasok siya as early na ngayon dahil very advanced stage na yung kanyang pagbubuntis eh. Yung malaki-laki na. So, ang intention talaga, manganak sa Amerika. Although malayo pa yung kanyang exam. Nahalata ngayon. Pinauwi, dineport, no? Dahil halatang-halata, kitang-kita na eh. Medyo malaki na yung tiyan na ang tagal pa na exam mo, bakit kayo papasok ka ngayon? Di ba? Dito ngayon, di ba? Dapat say, mga, closer to the time of your exam. Pero ang layo pa eh. Ba't pumapasok ka, tapos nahalata na ang laki ng tiyan. So ito, parang ganyan din yung sinasabi nito, no? Itong ating nagtanong via kay Nicole, di ba? Parang ganun din.
Yeah, no.
Oo.
I mean, kung masita nga sila, kahit nga may visa ka, hindi man ibig sabihin na, you just walk in, ha? they will check kung yung they can ask you questions, they can interview you nga din. Kung hindi nga sapat yung sinasabi mo, nagdududa nga sila, they can absolutely not let you into the country.
Okay. Ito, meron siya, si Raul Escobedo. Sabi niya, ito, attorney, pakibasa na lang. Kay Raul Escobedo. Escobedo ba yan? Escobedo. Pakibasa lang yan.
Okay. Oh, hello, Raul. So sabi niya, Attorney Lira, can I write you an email regarding my queries? Salamat po. Of course, Raul. Yeah, thank you for watching. Happy Thursday po. Ang ganda. Nakita mo yung picture niya? How cute.
Yeah, may cowboy. Paano ba yan? Buhok na,
Yeah,
ano ba yan?
cowboy hat. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Taga saan ka? Raul, para meron naman tayong mga check-in. Kunyari, I'm from Cheltenham. I am from North Devon. Ganyan. Para at least malaman lang natin. Masarap ding malaman kung nasaan kayo naroon. Sabi ni Franz Pinedo, attorney, cheese flavor lang po, attorney Lira and Sir Sunny. Thank you po and have a wonderful Thursday night po to both of you. Ayan.
Oh. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely,
Oo.
Franz. Yeah, papadalang kita ng cheese Doritos. Of course.
Ayan. Si Marie, yung mga hindi nagpa-flash, nasa ibang hindi lumalabas. Pasensya na, hindi ho lahat napipick up ng ating, yung taga-pick up ng ating mga messages, no?
Oh.
Oo. Basahin ko sa gilid. Maria Victoria Ramos, wala siya doon sa may listahan eh. Pero andito siya sa may pinaka-thread natin. Sabi niya, hi, blessed evening po, Attorney Lira and Sir Sunny. Ayan. Si Ruby De Vera, sabi niya, happy Thursday po, Sir Sunny. And sabi niya, good evening po sa inyo at sa mga viewers. Ito, mga bagong mga names to. Ito. Si Gemma Acosta, sabi niya, good evening, Attorney si Gemma from Cambridge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from Cambridge.
Hi, Gemma.
Oo, si Gemma. Ito. Juliet Alviedo Marcelino. Sir Sunny, welcome back. Uy, thank you. Welcome back. Sabi niya, hope you enjoyed your short break from Turkey. Hello, Attorney Lira. Yeah, watching from Plasto. Ano ba? Plasto? Nadidinig ko? Plasto ba?
Plaistow.
East London?
Yeah, Plaistow. Yeah, marami
Plaistow ba?
kaibigan doon. Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
Minsan kasi narinig ko, Plasto ang pronunciation nila. Plasto, no? Parang Greenwich yan eh. Parang Green. We're going to Greenwich. Greenwich, no? Greenwich, no? Ayan. Theater nurse pala siya, no? Kaya pala, I'm a theater nurse. Kaya pala may takip yung mukha. Pinansin mo, attorney. Napaka ng mata mo. Napansin mo kaagad siya, no? Ayan.
It's, Tony, that could be me, dark hair, glasses, tapos surgical mask. That's me most of the day.
Okay. Uy, sabi ni Emmeline Rafael, sabi niya, yes, we did. Nakita na tayo sa Putney Bridge. Naghihintay ako ng bus at binati mo ako. Bait ko pala na bumabati ako. At binigyan mo pa ako, yan, ang calling card mo. Then noong Rizal Day namin sa hotel, uy. Ayan.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Tama. Ayun, sumagot si Glo Marie dahil pinansin natin maganda pangalan. Ang sabi niya, dito po ako sa Battersea po, ma'am. Ano tawag dito? Ma'am and sir. Thank you po. Si Rudy Libro, bumabati sa ating attorney lang. Good evening po, Sir Pinoy legend, Sir Sunny, and lovely Attorney Lira. And all kababayan, dami ninyong natutulungan mga kababayan. Mabuhay po, watching from Belfast. Ayan. Okay.
Belfast, salamat po.
Oo. Ayan. Okay. Isay Parahan, no? Hi po, good evening po from Madrid, Spain. Okay, ito tumawag sa akin to, nagtumawag sa akin to from Spain yata siya, Madrid pala, no? So permanent residency hindi pa pwede, no? Medyo mahirapan, no? Malabo. Kung citizen, pwede pa.
Yeah.
So kung may mga citizens from France, from Italy, from Spain, pag dumating dito before July 31, December 31, pasok. Kayang-kaya pa.
Yeah. Pwede pa.
Ayun. Kasi ang daming hindi ko alam kung alam mo to, attorney. Maraming taga-Spain dito, ng mga Pinoy. Galing ng Spain. Alam mo ba yan?
Yeah. No. Definitely. No. Yeah. Dahil marami tayong Pinoy sa Spain, ano? And yeah, it's an easy travel nga dito. So yeah, so you one thing actually, it's good you've said that, no. So Huwag niyong kalimutan, kung EU kayo, no, kailangan niyo magpasok ng application, yeah? And that would be for, kung hindi pa kayo lagpas ng 5 taon, then it would be a pre-settlement application. Pero kung 5 taon na kayo, then it's a settlement application, no? So permanent residence essentially o pre-residence. Pero kailangan yung gawin yun, ano? Yung deadline doon, it's I think it's the 31st and the 24th of June ata. So it's not December, but you need to make the application. Huwag niyong kalimutan, ha? Because otherwise your visa is compromised.
Okay, okay. Ayan, si Way Holipas nagpasalamat siya. Thank you daw, no? Sabi niya, thank you, attorney, thank you. Ayan, thank you po. So, will do, sabi niya, yung pagsulat daw niya. Pag-email siya. Okay, so open lang, mag-email lang kayo, no? Si Nia Turner, injunction, siguro, ano ba injunction kanina mention niya? Isay Parahan, Sir Sunny, ito kasi tumawag sa akin, basta nagkausap kami. So, paki-ask po kay attorney about my case. Well, sabi, permanent residency, medyo mahirap, no? Malabo. Sayang, kung magagawa mo ng paraan mag-citizen ka agad, mas maganda, no? At least, mas maganda kita rito sa... kino-compare namin yung sweldo sa Spain, tsaka dito, Parang ang baba, Ang baba ng sweldo ng same trabaho dito, Kunyari, kung nani or naglilinis ang bahay, o no, mas mababa sa Spain compared dito. Kaya mas malaki. In other words, in short, mas maganda ang kita rito sa UK. Ayan. Oo.
I didn't know that. Malaki
well,
bang gap?
medyo rin, attorney. Medyo. Mukhang malaki yata. Oo. Ito hindi ko alam kung mababasa mo itong pangalan nito, attorney. Grabe yung...
Okay. I can, wow. I can read Janela.
Hindi naman taga ano yan, no?
Sabi ko,
Taga
so,
Wales. Sige, subukan mo lang.
So sabihin niyo sa amin kung sinong tama, ano? I think I read it as...
Sige, tayong dalawa. Mag-contest tayo.
Janela Angeles. Janela Angeles, I think. Yun. So sabi niya, Tony. So, sinong tama? Ikaw?
Ako hindi pa. Subukan ko. J. Dixie Anjanelia. Yan. Kasi J. Dixie, hindi ko alam, of course, Angeles Abad, obvious na yan, no? Ayan. May tanong dito. Sabi ni Nia Turner, hindi lumabas dito sa system natin, pero dito binabasa ko lang doon sa thread natin. Binabasa ko lang sa thread, attorney, no? Sabi ni Nia Turner, tanong ko lang, sabi niya, tanong ko lang about overstayer or we say undocumented. Ilang taon need bago pwede ipasok ang application under golden rules? Meron bang golden rules? Nakuha mo ba yung tanong niya? Nasakyan mo ba?
Yeah. So, overstayer nga, wala nang visa, clearly, no? How many years do you have to wait? Actually, I was thinking of dealing with that as a topic next week. So, it's good it's raised na nga ngayon. So, basically, there are... time scale wise, there's something called the 20-year rule, no? Dati, merong 14-year rule, pero wala na yon. That went, I think it was to either 2012, I think, when that went. And then there's something called the 10-year rule. Pero yung 10-year, yung nga lang kung meron kang visa at saka tuloy-tuloy. Now, pwede mong idugtong mga iba-ibang visa. So, kung nandito ka as a student initially, tapos you made an application as a spouse, and then the total of that is 10 years, pwede mo gamitin yung 10-year rule. Pero kailangan walang gap sa status mo. And that's why I was saying before, it's kung manalo ka sa appeal mo, they walang gap. Kung manalo ka sa JR, then they will say there was no gap, no? So that's the 10-year rule. Pero kailangan may visa ka. Otherwise, it's 20 years po. 20 years kung undocumented ka. So yung tanong mo, the answer is 20 years.
20. Tagal naman. 20 years. Wow, madugo yan, attorney. Ito.
20
ito, binabati tayo. Ito, napakayaman itong bumabati sa atin. Napakarami ng properties nito, no? Si Bernadette Bisdi. Ayan, kung meron bang property magnate, ito yan, one of them, no? Sabi niya, yeah, hi Sunny and Attorney Lira, great show every Thursday, very very informative show. Best regards, Bernadette Bisdi, mabuhay po kayo. Ayan.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
salamat po.
She was one of the pioneers
Lovely.
na ano eh. Pag kami mga body fiesta noon, meron sila mga realtors yan, mga grupong dumarating sa Pilipinas kasama siya ron, no? And I think she started tong mga property business, mga ano niya, pag-invest, no? So mabuhay ka. Yan ang maganda, no? Yung
done.
'di ba? Nag-invest ka and then you eventually pagtagal niyan, namimitas-mitas ka na lang, no? So congratulations, Bernadette, and thank you for those kind words coming from you, Di ba?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
absolutely.
achiever yan.
Yeah, I mean, tayo, we are a nation, I think culturally, no, tayo, we're a nation of entrepreneurs, no?
Yes.
And that's, so we're, often nga, we can be quite fearless. Some may say, reckless, no? But we're fearless with risks. So it's, no, well done you, no? It's and yeah, no, entrepreneurship should be absolutely encouraged, di ba? Especially nga ngayon.
Si Jose Rizal nagsabi niya when he was actually, was it in Dapitan when he was exiled or something, di ba? Sabi niya, business, go for it, young man, go into business or something like that, no? Itong si Nancy Nicole, sabi niya, salamat po, Attorney Lira. Teka muna, kasi nakatagilid ako, no? Salamat po, Attorney Lira, for the clarification. Tama po yun na kahit naka-flight ka na, nasa immigration pa rin ang pagbigay ng visa of entry. Baka airport to airport ka, to malamang. Ayun.
Yeah.
Di ba, aside from getting the visa, pagdating doon, minsan kakabahan ka rin. Lalo na kung ang intention mo to overstay, di ba? Tapos nabigyan ka ng tourist visa, parang nasa 50-50 ka, di ba?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Ka dyan. Alam mo ba kung ano normally tinatanong? Ang unang tanong ba, how long are you staying here? Ano ba mga tanong ng mga port of entry officers?
Yeah, no, it's a common question nga. What's your reason for entry? No? O kaya, how long are you staying in the UK? No? They may also ask those, where are you going to stay whilst you're in the United Kingdom? What do you plan to do? No? So yun, it can be all sorts of questions. So it's not just straightforward na may visa ka tapos you just walk in. They will ask you because you're a visitor. No, they want to make sure nga na yung ang pagpasok mo, yung status mo.
Ayun, oo, tama. Ayan, pina-flash natin yung email address, no, kung sakaling gusto nilang mag-email sa iyo, no. Basta lagay lang ho ninyo.
Yeah.
Immigration Corner para at least, di ba, alam niya, ito pala doon sa ating viewers, no? At malawak ang viewership mo, Attorney. You're everywhere, no? France, Spain, Italy, kung saan, Belgium, lahat nonood sa atin dahil parang center, ano ka na, hindi ka lang dito, hindi ka lang pang UK, pang Europe pa, ganun, no? Pang sport, pang sports pa, ganun, di ba?
Yeah, it's truly a pleasure nga, no? It's great na yung duet natin that it reaches so many people, no? Yeah, no, we're certainly reaching the far corners of the globe, even nga Pinas,
yes, Pilipinas nga, di ba? Sabi mo, Makati, di ba? May nag-ano, no? Ayan. Oo, okay. Ano tawag dito? Si Charlene, sabi niya. Charlene Maharlika. Ganda naman ang pangalan niya. Hi, Attorney Lira. Yan, Kuya Sunny.
Yeah.
Kilala mo ba yan? Kilala mo yan?
Charlene Maharlika? Last week, no? O nag-email siya last week.
Okay. Yes. Charlene, mabuhay, no? Si Lynn Ann. Good evening, Attorney and Sir Sunny from Ladbroke. Ayun. And si Wen Holipas, sabi niya, Sir Sunny and Attorney Lira, thank you po uli. Thank God bless you both and stay safe. Till next live po yan, okay? Ito, sabi ni itong yung kanina natin, no, pinagsusikapan nating basahin. Kuya JD Exlin Janela, children's ko po yan. Shout out po thank you po sa shout out. Ano pangalan mo? Kung si JD, anak mo, si Exlin, anak mo, si Janela, anak mo, ano ang pangalan mo?
Baka yung apelyido nila Angeles, so A.
Oo. Okay, bakit kaya may Nia Turner, Sonia Camacho? Ano ibig sabihin yan?
Kilala ko siya, Sonia.
Sonia Camacho, ayan. Attorney, si Alvin, sabi niya, ako po, I'm from Germany. Nag-apply po ako online ng pre-settlement na granted naman po. Pre-settlement.
Good. Yep.
Pre-resident. Saan yan? Sa Germany?
Hindi, dito.
Dito.
So, ang application, nandito siya. So, nandito siya, galing sa German, German siya, no? Nandito siya.
Okay.
So, he made an application under the pre-settlement under the settlement scheme. So, nakuha nga niya yung pre-settlement. Good.
Good, very good. Mabuhay ka, no? Ayan, meron tayong message dito from Salvador Telen. Mabuhay ang Pinoy Radio UK. Greetings from IFI Filipino Chaplaincy. Salvador Telen.
Hello. Kumusta? Yeah.
Oo. Kilala mo yan?
No, not yet. But I'd heard of the name actually.
Ayan, okay. So, mabuhay, no? Sabi ni Kuya Sunny, Jane po ako. Jane, yung Janela combined name. Okay. So, ayan, no? Mabuhay, no? Tinatanong ni pangalan to ni kung naitanong na raw yung tungkol sa yun nga sa residence nasagot mo na yung attorney, no? Yan, sige. Minsan may mga nahihiya kaya siguro they would like to just message you, di ba? Kung yung mga details siguro baka parang medyo jahi na i-share, no? Okay lang yun, no? Wala tayong magagawa. Ganun talaga, no? Baka they would find it very personal yung kwento, di ba?
Yeah, no. I mean, yung nga, kung nahihiya kayo, just email me. Hindi nga yung problema. O email me, tapos lagyan yung telephone number, I'll buzz you back. One thing actually, Sonny, a recent development nga. Now, tataas nga yung IHS surcharge, no?
Oo. Yeah.
So, yung pinag-usapan natin two weeks ago. So, it was going to go up on the 1st of October. Yeah?
Okay.
So, yung at the moment, 400, tataas na to 624 pounds per year. So, kung 2.5 years ang pagpasok nyo, rather than 1,000, it'll be over 1,500. Now, ang nagbago ito, that will not now go up actually on the 1st of October. It will now go up at the earliest would be the 15th of October. No?
Parang reprieve lang ng 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. No, tataas, definitely. Yung nga lang,
2 weeks, from the first,
yeah.
minove back lang ng 2 weeks lang, parang 15.
Yeah, so the earliest would be the 15th of October. So, kung hindi pa kayo ready yung pasok ng application on the 1st of October, you can still make the saving. But at the moment, the earliest I think that they would be able to introduce it would be the 15th of October. So, reprieve, but not too long.
Okay, so habulin na hulin nyo. Ang nilinaw ko yan last week, tinanong ko sa'yo yung bang tipong medyo malayo-layo pa, kunyari may 1 year pa o ano pa, i-apply mo, hindi yata pwede. When it's more or less falling due, tipong darating na, at yun ang advice ni attorney, para makatipid kayo. Dahil tataas.
Yeah.
Mas malaki-laki, di ba? Mas malaki-laki ang babayaran ninyo. Kaya ngayon, ako, maswerte ako at inabot ko yung walang bayad, no? Pagka work permit nung araw, walang ganyan di ba? Kailan nga uli yan na-implement, attorney, yung ganyan mga magbabayad ka dahil para sa mga medical, pag-use mo paggamit mo ng NHS, mga ganyan, di ba? Ang busin yan?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that long ago. Well, I think it was 2013 yung IHS surcharge nga, no, na-introduced. But no, tama ka. Nung unang-una, I mean, when I started immigration, this is, decades ago na, there was no fee, no? Tapos binaglagay ng konting fee, I think it was 55 pounds, tapos tumaas to, then I think it was hiked up to 155 pounds.
Oy.
So, but ngayon, wow, I mean, ngayon a spouse application, extension nga lang, you're looking at 1,052 pound 20 pence.
That's multiplied by 2.5 yan, di ba? 2.5 yan, bale.
Hindi po. 1,052. So that's one application.
Okay.
Tapos on top of that, yung IHS, yun ang doble.
Yun ang 2.5. 2.5 babayaran mo. Okay.
So mahigit ng so you're looking at by 15th October, you're looking at over 2,500 pounds. No?
Marami.
So kung
Go. Sorry.
Yeah. So kung pwede ka magpasok ng application, matatapos ng visa nyo, pwede ka magpasok ng application, before the 15th October, gawin nyo. Makakatipid kayo ng, well, over 500 pounds, no?
Marami ako mga friends actually, no. Hindi ko nababanggit yung mga pangalan. May mga close friends ko na up to now ano sila permanent residents lang sila. At they're being discouraged. Well, hindi naman discouraged kundi ano ba, yun nawala kang ganang mag-apply ng, it's nice to have a citizenship dahil maraming advantages. You don't need visas to go anywhere, di ba? Pag nag-flight ka lang, pili ka lang ng ticket, flight ka na kagad. Unless merong requirement na visa doon sa mga places na pupuntahan nyo. Pero the British passport is considered one of the top 3 or top 5 passports in the world, di ba? Because we have the most number of countries na pwedeng puntahan. Ganon.
Yeah.
Anyway, ano ba gusto ko sabihin ako noon? Nakalimutan ko tuloy gusto ko sabihin.
No, pero tama ka, Sonny, no?
Diba?
At saka anyway, we can be dual, no? So it's not, something some of my clients says, they want to stay Filipino, but you can be dual also, no? And also you can have a British passport, but very much na, when people
yun.
yeah.
Naalala ko
you
na.
still
Sorry, go ahead, sorry. Hindi, marami na di-discourage. Sa mahal ngayon, ang taas ngayon. So, dati, sayang, they left it too late, no? Na nag-apply na kanilang matagal na sila mga permanent residents, more than say 10 years, 20 years na, no? Nung wala pa tong mga malalaking binabayaran, no? Pero ngayon, wala na. And nagsisisi na sila na, sayang. Kasi ang taas na ngayon ng ano, di ba? Magkano ulit? Pagka from kumuha ng citizenship?
1,300. Yeah, 1,300 ata for an AN, so a naturalization application, a little over at 1,300. But ang experience ko, most people are put off not so much nga yung the money, but
okay.
it's yung test. Yeah, the life in the UK.
Yung life in the UK test. Oh.
Yung life in the UK test. Yung English usually yung problema. Dalawa kailangan mo, no? Yung English language certificate, yung B1 level, at saka yung life in the UK test. Most people are put off by the life in the UK test.
Bakit bumabagsak lagi?
Ayaw subukan because hindi nga, it's one of those things, hindi nga lang basta-basta. You need to study for time, no? Wala tayong time. So most of us tayo lagi kang nagtatrabaho o hindi nga lang trabaho, may pamilya ka. And some people have to, not just one job, but 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, ano? So wala siyang oras mag-aral, no? So it's I would say it's that, and yeah, bear in mind as we were saying before, last week, there are exemptions to it, no? So kung 65
pag 65,
ka na,
yan, di ba? Yan, tsaka may sakit ka, no?
Kailangan, yeah. O kaya if you have some kind of medical condition, no, that stops you from taking the exam. So if you have those situations, by all means. But otherwise, you have to study, no. And mahirap. You can do a mock test. It's hindi basta-basta.
Nag-enjoy ako doon, attorney, nung nagre-review ako noon, nagbabasa. Alam mo, ang tip ko lang, kunyari, sa mga gustong mag-exam, no, kunyari, driving, at saka, siguro, hindi ko alam kung itong Life in the UK test, meron sila CD. Kasi nag-aral ako sa theory ko ng driving. Kung lilibruhin ko, madugo eh. Okay, babasahin ko. Pero gusto ko yung parang nagte-test ka rin yung si CD. May parang hindi ko alam kung CD-ROM yun eh. Basta parang mock test nung ano. Kung meron ng Life in the UK test, siguro bumili ho kayo. Kung meron kayo Pero ang sa akin, malit na booklet yun, attorney, kulay blue ng araw yun eh. Life in the UK test.
Ganyan pa rin.
Blue pa rin. Oo, ang liit
ganyan
yan.
pa rin.
Ganun, no? Tapos, pag nakasakay ako sa bus, nagbabasa-basa lang ako, nagre-review lang ako. Ganun, awa ng Diyos na ipasa ko yung exam. Yun nga lang, kung hindi ka talaga preparado, hindi mo mamemorya, hindi mo makabesa, tama ba yun sa Tagalog natin, hindi mo makabisado, wala na, may hirapan ka talaga. Sayang lang ang pera mo. Magkano ang exam noon, attorney?
It's I think now it's 300.
300 pounds yun? Yung mag-exam ka?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Mahal
so,
na.
Ang taas nga. What you could also do is go on YouTube, no? There are mock tests, yeah?
Sa YouTube?
Susubukan nyo, yeah. So subukan nyo, just Google it. They're various mock tests. So and yeah, no, tama ka. It's an easier way to yung nga, yeah, to study,
To
no?
study, kung hindi mo kaya yung textbook, tapos
Yeah.
mas mabuti, baka mas mabilis ang retention mo pagka ganun. I did
Yeah,
that for my theory sa driving.
Oh, I did. Yeah, no, I didn't even have the theory. But if I took when I took my driver's test, thank goodness, no. Theory test is just I
Mukhang
don't.
matagal na yung attorney Mukhang yung mga panahon na parang bago pa lang ang lisensya. Sabihin lang, ako, young looking si attorney. Mukhang 80 years old na. Hindi. Hindi kasi, hindi ka inabot wala ka masyadong hindi ka masyadong nahirapan. Wala masyadong maluwag pa nun.
No. Yung nga lang, it was just the test. I mean, tatandaan ko pa nga. Look, I had so many lessons, Sonny, so many that even now, sabi ko nga dati, it would have been cheaper, frankly, to have got a chauffeur, for the rest of my life. Then
Gotten what? It would have been
I had so many, I had
cheaper?
so many lessons.
Oo.
It would have been cheaper to have got a driver, frankly,
Hindi kasi 'di ba it would cost a fortune to some people, 'di ba? Ang laki ng driving lessons, mahal-mahal pa, 'di ba? And sometimes it would take them a long time, no?
Yeah.
'Di ba?
Yeah, but
Magastos
I had
talaga.
so many documents. Yeah.
Oo.
I had literally I probably had, I don't know, hundreds talaga of lessons. So hindi, thank goodness I didn't have to do the theory. The driving lessons themselves were so
That's good.
expensive.
That's
It
good.
really
That's good.
bankrupted me.
Well, maswerte ka. Meron ako mga kilala nakapasa ng theory, pero 'di ba yung practical naman yung driving. So two components
Yeah.
yan. You passed it, the theory. Siyempre, kailangan pass mo rin yung yung practical. Na-tiyempohan doon sa schedule niya, winter time, lakas ng snow. Pinasa na lang siya. Maswerte. Nag-drive
Really?
lang nag-drive lang ng konti. Pasado.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's very nice of them. I mean, I must say,
naswertehan.
yeah.
Maswerte, di ba? Naswertehan. Teka muna. May tanong dito si Ariam McPherson ba? Maganda naman ang pangalan nito. Attorney, nakakita mo ba to? May tanong siya Ayan,
Hindi pa po. Oh, hello. Yeah, ayan ko. Ariam, how can I
Babae, maganda ba siya? Maganda siya, Maganda.
Yeah,
Putis niya,
no,
maputi.
she's very
Oo.
pretty.
Oo.
How can I immigrate my mother here? She's alone in the Philippines. Oh, okay.
Ito yung mga adult mo na medyo may problema, di ba? Mahirap yan, di ba? Okay, anyway,
Yeah.
sige, go ahead. Ako nakaka-pick up lang kasi ako sa mga previous lessons lang
No,
natin. So,
tama ka.
oo. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, sige,
No,
attorney.
no, absolutely right. It's the adult dependent route pong kailangan natin para sa possible, pero yung hirap. So kailangan yung pakita amongst other things na she can't have, say, the care that she needs nga in the Philippines. And only you can provide it here. So basically kailangan make it siya. So it's not easy. That all changed, unfortunately, again in I think it was 2012 nung nagbago ulit. But yeah, it's called the adult dependent route. Pero kung widow nga siya, may sakit nga siya, maybe, and you're the only one who can look after her, may posibilidad.
She's alone, no? Sabi, she's alone.
Yeah.
Pwede kaya yun?
Yeah, and yeah, of course it happens also. I mean, mga siguro byuda ng nanay niya. So I can imagine that. So adult dependent route. If you send me, ang gawin natin to, it's involved, there are quite a few conditions. So kung mag-email ka sa akin, I'll email you the link, no? And then you discuss it further. And then of course, tawagan mo ko. But I'll email you the link because it's quite a difficult route nga. I think I've just passed that. It's really
yes.
a ban masquerading as a rule. It's that difficult.
Okay. Saan ginagamit yung mga human rights natin dati? Parang sa alam ko, sa dami ng lessons kasi natin, minsan you would sometimes touch on the ano ba yun, human rights on that could be also used as a hindi naman defense as a to beef up their claims or their appeals. May mga sinasabi ka ano ba
Yeah.
yung ano yung uli yung mga human rights ano ang sinasabi mo, attorney? Human rights nga ba
Yeah.
yun?
Yeah. I mean, the Human Rights Act actually is probably one of the most, if the most important piece of legislation. So you can only appeal if you have a human rights grounds, no? So una nang titignan if is there a human rights claim, and if it is there a prospect nga of success? And if the answer to those two, amongst others, is yes, bibigyan ka ng right of appeal. So pagka nagpasok kayo ng application, importante nga always make reference to human rights. Even if you don't say human rights, the words themselves, it could be that it's implicit in the application. But there's no harm absolutely in saying, and also to be considered human rights. So sabihin nyo din, no? So yung nanay mo, if she makes an application under the adult dependent route, absolutely sabihin nyo nga din doon. And you wish for it also to be looked at in the context of human rights. Firstly, nga, in relation to appeal, and they should all at it in the human rights. Dahil, of course, pamilya mo, no? Nanay mo nga.
Ayan, well, kung ano, ayan, si attorney, no? Kung if you would need a lawyer, attorney, a solicitor, or a legal immigration, specialist kung alalayan yun. Kasi nga, very tricky nga yan, no? It's a difficult, mas difficult siya compared to, well, getting a son or a child or dependent na below 18. Madali lang yun, di ba? Mas ito, mas komplikado. Pero, binago ang batas na yan because before, as I remember it, ang mga dependents below 18 and above 65 ba? Ganon, di ba? Yung mga araw. Binago na ho yan. Hindi na, wala na ho ngayon yan. Ayan.
Yeah.
So, ayan, halo-halo ho kasi, ito, halo-halo kasi itong aking usapan ni attorney, no? Kwentuhan, chikahan, kung sa ano, tapos merong immigration, no? I'm the vicar of the chaplain and the vicar and the chaplain of Filipino chaplaincy Battersea, Salvador Telen. Yun specify niya. Mabuhay, ha?
Okay.
Mabuhay ka, no? Chaplain, no? Okay. Nagpasalamat sa atin si Isay Parahan. Thank you po, Sir Sunny, Attorney Lira. God bless po. So, medyo mahirap pagka permanent resident ka lang sa Spain, no? It has to be a, kung citizen kayo, no?
Opo.
Ano pa ba to? Okay, oops. Okay, si Riz Diyos, ito, babasahin ko yung mga mabilis na to, no? At napasarap yung ating mga kwentuhan, no? Napahaba. Ito something about mga life in the UK test, no? Sabi ni, ang sabi ni, si Nancy, nagpapasalamat yata. Salamat at Sunny and Attorney Lira. Napakalaking tulong po ang program nyo para sa mga kababayan natin. Well done po, no? Sabi niya. Si Franz Pinedo, very easy lang po ang life in the UK. Attorney, sabi niya. Pero marami nahihirapan nga eh. No? Take one lang ako dyan. Wow, ang galing ha. Very good. Inaral ko po yan talaga 40 minutes Pasko ng 15 minutes lang po. Sa online lang po ako nag-aral. Maswerte ka, may online na nagamit. Ibigay mo yung link para sa total wala ka na insecurities, no? Total andyan ka na, di ba? Na ipasa mo na. O di bigay mo ng link para makatulong sa ating mga kababayan, no? Kung saan yung online na yan, no? Sabi niya, I paid 50 pounds po noong August 8, 2017. Ayan.
Wow.
Meron din
Tignan
po
mo.
ito may bagong tip. Hindi ko alam kung alam mo to, attorney. Nasa mobile apps na rin pala. May app na rin pala ang Life in the UK test, no? Sabi
Yeah.
sabi ni Reese Juice, ano pangalan to? Reese Juice. May test practice. Anyway, ito binabasa ko. Sabi niya merong apps Life in the UK test, no? Sabi ni Franz Pinedo, yung winner natin, no? Sabi niya mayroon po sa mobile iPad, sa Google po, madali lang yan. Pag-aralan po, tiwala lang sa sarili at pray to God. Ayun ba? Yung pinag-aralan ko po noong 2017, third edition live in the UK 2017. So ngayon po, 2020, third edition live in the UK. Ayun. Si Aida Copa, bago to, attorney.
Pa rin.
Sabi niya, hello po from the UK. Ayun, well, I guess, teka muna, napahaba tayo, napasarap ang kwentuhan natin. Over 2 hours na, umabot tayo 2 hours. Ayan, si Aida Copa, hello from the UK. Ito sa
Well,
lahat
it's
ng...
okay.
Bumati sa atin. Ang laki ng bansa na pinagbatihan sa atin from the UK. No? Saan ka sa UK? Diyan ka ba sa Wales? Diyan ka ba sa Scotland? Northern Ireland? Nandiyan ka ba sa Manchester? Pero pag sumagot yan, magpapaalam na tayo. Okay. Yung winner natin, attorney, i-announce natin once yung unang bumati winner. Ito first time lang ho natin ginawa ito ngayon. Nagkatuwa ho kami. Last week na pag-usapan namin ni attorney. Kasi ang Thursday natin, Happy Thursday. So we thought of having asan na ba to? Having yung may winner tayo, ba yung unang bumate, no? Okay na kaya, attorney, unang bumate o shall we go with the first 10 o unang bumati siguro?
Yeah, well, I mean, here, I mean, ito nga, ang ganda ng heading natin, unang bumate winner.
Wow.
That's
Ganun kasimple, no? Oo.
Yeah.
Unang bumati winner. Yan, Franz Pinedo is from, ano yata, taga saan ka? Anyway, Franz, paki-message na lang, no? Paki-PM sa amin or i-message mo lang kung taga saan ka, address mo para maibigay natin kay attorney. And ipapadala sa iyo yung 2 Doritos, cheese flavor yata sa kanya. Ang gusto niya, no? At in future winners, siguro tingnan na ho ninyo yung mga iba't ibang mga flavors ng Doritos. Pang-samantala lang naman to, parang katuwaan lang ho namin. A little something dahil andyan kayo, no? Sinasamahan nyo kami for the past, di ba, 2 hours to. Napahaba ho, pero ano lang, nagkasabigan lang ho kami ni attorney kasi. Dahil magkikita na naman kami, isang linggo na naman. Ang daming nagdaan na araw, ang daming nangyari. Dumaan ng weekend. Nagbabago yung mga, dati may hands, face. Ngayon, iba na naman ang may NHS app. Pabago yung government advert no, yung mga plugs na narinig sa radyo. It's changing.
Nung inumpisa natin to, di ba, lockdown, ano? So,
yes.
Ngayon, lockdown na naman.
Magla-lockdown. Nag-iikpit. Binaba nila yung ng 10 o'clock yung mga, di ba, yung mga pubs and something, no? Ikaw ba nagmamask ka? Ikaw ba nag-grocery ka ba? O meron ka na lang parang katulong na kasambahay na, ikaw, you go there, mag-gano ka. Or si Habi ang nagsusupermarket.
No.
Kasi may fine
no.
Ay, ikaw mismo, di ba nag-fine, tumaas ba fine? Magkano ba fine ngayon? Penalty sa mga pagwala kang mask? 200 ba? Pounds?
300 na nga ngayon,
200
no?
300?
But, you should wear a mask, no? Hindi nga lang you protecting yourself, but you're also protecting others, no? You should wear a mask when you go to shops.
Pero ikaw ba parang nawiwirduhan ka kunyari pagka lumabas ka, hinawakan mo yung lahat. Parang when you go home, parang gusto mo lagi nag-alcohol ka o naghuhugas ka ng kamay, parang ganun ba pag nahawakan mo kunyari, siyempre, 'di ba, yung trolley. Hawakan mo, although ini-sprayan natin yan, may spray yan, 'di ba? Pagpasok mo may spray. Pupunasan mo ng parang yung malaking toilet paper na toilet gano'n, 'di ba? Pupunasan mo yung hawakan, handle. Gano'n, parang 'di ba? Hahawak ka ng mga pagkain o
iba na ngayon, ano? I mean, kailangan mag-ingat. So, I always have may tayong mga spray o kaya yung mga gel nga, tissues, so you wipe it down. So you start getting used to it nga, no? What I never can get used to is, pagka nakikita kong kliyente ko, usually, unang-unang ginagawa ko, hands, no? So I put my hand out to shake their hand.
Tapos mag-alcohol ka mamaya.
Hindi na pwede, no? And so, so I put out my hand, and then I remember a second later, urong ko. I do the same. We say good, put out my hand, shake their hand, goodbye. And I can't get used to not doing it. It's very strange. So everything else, wipe everything down. I kind of got used to it, but it somehow, I cannot get over not being able to say goodbye in that way or say hello in that way. You know? It's
Iba na galaw natin. Wala na, no? Wala na tayo. Oy, by the way, nag-download na ako ng NHS app, kung gusto niyo i-download ho niyo, yun ang ngayon ang government campaign ngayon, no? Para makatulong tayo yung mga tracing. Ito, nag-download ako ng NHS app, ayan, no? Yung aking lugar, SW15, is, ang area risk level is medium, eh. Medium.
okay.
Oh, yan, no?
Hindi ko ginagawa
Download
yun.
yun.
I'm going to
May venue
yeah.
check. Yeah, get it, no? Itong NHS app na to, napakalaking bagay nito because it helps din ng mga monitoring niyan, no? When you go to a venue, para may QR code, gaganunin mo lang, titignan mo lang kung paano, no? Ayan, maganda, may QR code pa, eh. Check
Yeah,
into
no.
a venue. Yan, check into a venue and ano ba yan? Scanning an official NHS QR code, no? Hold your phone to...
Yeah.
So maganda to. It's a new life that we live now, no? Talagang...
Yun na nga, absolutely.
Kayo, you now have to see clients now via... Do they still come over sa opisina or do you do virtual?
Well, both actually. Ako, look, I'm still I'm old-fashioned, no? I think importante kita nga tayo is, no? Yung nga lang, pagka, when I see clients, unang-una, I offer them the possibility of yung virtual meeting, no? So, yung Zoom mainly yung ginagamit namin nga ngayon.
Oh, everybody uses that, yan, no? Oh.
Yeah, pero it's just not the same. Or by phone even, but it's just not the same. Especially kung komplikadong kaso. I would prefer kung pwede that they come in nga. Yung nga lang, of course, you still have to take precautions. So so we have a long pole. Nandun sa isang dulo, nandun sila sa isang dulo. And fine, they want to wear the mask, hindi nga din yung problema. And everything is then sanitized after each meeting. Sanitized, we circulate the chairs. So yeah, it's a different lifestyle na nga ngayon, no? It's a bit strange, pero hopefully, no? We get back to normality, no? What do you think, Sony? So do you think we'd go back to normality?
Sana talagang wow, nakakamiss na. In fact, marami na may problema sa mental health, 'di ba? Dahil yung hindi nakakapag-socialize na sila dahil wala na, eh. 'Di ba? Lalo na yung mga matatanda na merong mga group na, 'di ba? Which is their only way of parang in a way, yun lang ang libangan nila, eh, no? Nagkikita-kita sila, nagso-socialize. Ngayon hindi na po pwede, 'di ba? When you were limiting it to 6, maraming limitation, things change every day, eh. Hindi mo na ngayon ma-define yung, 'di ba, yung number of people. Yesterday I was listening to LBC, no, ano pangalan to, si Fogerty, ano pangalan ng babae na yan, maganda, eh. Dinidiscuss nila kung ano yung mga panuntunan ngayon, guidelines, eh, kung ano ba yung nakakapaloob doon o hindi nakapaloob doon. It was really quite interesting, no? Ang iniisip ko lang, ikaw ba kaya mo magsuot ng parang may plastic na gano'n? Yung plastic na... Ini-imagine ko lang...
Yung shield.
Oo, parang shield, di ba? Ini-imagine ko lang kung ikaw may kliyente ka, tapos pareho kayong gano'n. Sarap niyo tukunan ng picture siguro pareho, no? Para kayong mini astronaut na, di ba, meron kayong... di ba yung plastic na gano'n, attorney, di ba?
Yung malaki.
Yeah. Yung malaki. Iba, may mask na, may gano'n pa, eh, no?
Yeah.
Di ba? Grabe, it's in our lifetime
Yeah, no.
nangyari to.
I've seen clients na. Yeah.
Oo, ingat lang talaga tayo. We really have to take care, no? We shouldn't be careless, no? Ingat talaga tayo because we have to value our lives, no? Hirap din. At saka yung mga loved ones natin, di ba? Pagka nahawa ka sa iba, dinala mo sa bahay mo, di mahahawa din yung mga kasamahan mo, di ba? So
yeah, I mean, ikaw baka okay, it could be na you get a mild mild strain, no? Na hindi ka, but it could be also na someone someone you love nga silang mahawa, and it could be far worse. So no, ingat tayo, no? And we just have to live with the new normal at the moment. Hopefully nga magbabago na naman, no?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. But every week Doritos, it's a very it's a nice distraction, ano, di ba?
Oh. Well, katuwaan lang naman. It's a little, ano lang. Pero, we're not talking of grandiose prizes dito. Parang it's just a little game that we have. And it also
Tama.
makes, sino ba una, parang una rin na natin ano yan eh. Parang, sino una mag-check-in. Parang ganun. Parang, hello, hi, Sir Sunny, at saka Attorney Lira, signing in kami, checking in, ganun. So, at least we know, no, na andyan kayo. At maganda rin siguro banggitin ho, rather than saying taga-UK kami, kamukha nitong si Tessie Nichols, bumabati sa atin. Si Tara, bagong pangalan to, attorney Tara, parang Tara Kumal Bihag, no? Ayan, no? Ano siya?
Hindi ko siya nakita.
From the UK, ang laki ho ng UK. Pakisabi kung nasan kayo. Ayan, good evening from the UK. Tara, Kumal Bihag.
Kumalbi. Yeah.
Bihag. Yan.
It's nice nice family, nice photo.
May nice
Nakikita mo ba?
family. Yes. Ito si Tess Nichols. Sabi niya, hello Attorney Lira and Sir Sunny, be safe. Kayo rin, be safe din ho kayo. Hindi lang kami.
Yeah.
Lahat ho tayo. Dahil iba tong COVID na to. Ako wag ho tayong wag ho kayong magbabasta-basta.
Yeah, definitely. Ingat kayo, no?
Sige. Franz, kontakin mo lang kami so we can at least attorney malaman yung address mo, maipadala yan. A little gift lang from us, no? Ano lang naman, konti lang naman yan. Parang laro-laro lang just to make the night a bit how should we say it? Colorful, di ba?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yun na nga.
Colorful lang ganyan, no?
Yeah, it's a nice it's just yung nga sabi mo, it's konti nga lang, but it's just a nice way of saying hello, no? And thank you for watching, ha?
Ito, abangan na lang ho ninyo. Inaayos pa ho namin, pero on weekend yata, Saturday, mamimigay ho ako ng 4 na 50 pounds. Mga 50 more or less, mga 3,000 pesos. Yeah, mamimigay din ako ng mga balikbayan boxes, no? And hopefully, mamimigay din ako ng mga 3 days and 2 nights na stay sa mga hotels and resorts sa Pilipinas. Abangan ho ninyo yan. Tell your friends about it. Lagi kayo manonood dito sa amin. Sa amin dito. Abangan ho yan. Andiyan na yung mga papremyo. Hindi ko pa lang na So, we're giving away. Pero ang mananalo, attorney, hindi dito. Ang mananalo sa Pilipinas. The winners will be actually, the winner will be here sa Europe dahil Europe-wide to, yung contest na gagawin ko on a weekend. Pero the beneficiary or the recipient will be their families back home. So kunyari, halimbawa, sino winner natin tonight? Si Franz Pinedo. Pinedo ba? Pinedo. Ayan, kunyari, halimbawa, nanalo siya yung worth 3,000 pesos para sa kanilang pamilya sa Pilipinas. Siya ang nanalo, pero ang recipient niya, sasabihin niya kung sino sa Pilipinas. Doon natin ipapadala yung pera. Yung 3,000 pesos worth 50 euros or 50 pounds. Ganun.
No, that's great.
Yes.
Anong kailangan nilang gawin para manalo?
Yun pa, iniisip namin kung ano yung mechanics ko ng contest. Hindi ka mukha nito, unang bumate. Medyo, very straightforward tayo. Kung sino lang pumasok ng una. They just watch and then we will come up with something and then we'll pick out winners. And the winners, we'll call the winners dito sa UK. No, hindi UK nga pala, di ba? Sabi ko, Europe-wide. Well, which means that we can have a winner in Sweden, in Denmark, in Norway, in Switzerland, or in Spain or Italy. We'll call them, be on air, pero we'll also call the family and recipients sa Pilipinas. So it has to be a daytime show para gising pa yung nasa Pilipinas. Kasi kung gagawin na yung show sa The Sunny Laragan Show, let's say in the evening, madaling araw attorney sa Pilipinas useless.
Yeah.
We cannot do the contest. So ganun. So we will have to do it daytime para at least hagip pa yung mga nasa Pilipinas. Ayan.
How exciting!
Because of the Doritos, sa Doritos yan sana soonish, kundi next week, baka next week na, di natin alam. Tingnan natin, baka at least meron na tayong Doritos winner, no? Dapat. Si Franz Pinedo, ito yung mga late tuners, ito meron tayong winner kasi unang bumati, winner. Ganyan. Alas 8 ho yung show natin dito sa UK, alas 9 ho sa mainland Europe, no? At kung nasa alas 8 minus 5, 3 o'clock na hapon sa New York, at -8 alas 12 ng tanghali sa California. Ayan.
Oh, okay.
Pwede kayo gising pa yung mga nasa US, di ba? California, Middle East, gising pa yan, no? Tulog na yung Pilipinas pagka nagsishow tayo.
Yeah, yun na
Okay,
nga.
well, nako, napahaba, naging marathon to, tuwan-tuwa tayo, no? Marami kasing tsaka napasarap din kwentuhan natin, attorney. Pagka nagkasasama tayo, parang hirap nating maghiwalay, no? Oo.
How can I part from you? Di ba?
Oh, then masarap din kasi and we talk about also the current situation dito sa UK at they can relate to it kasi we talk about things UK and Europe and di ba? So nakaka-relate sila. Natutuwa sila.
Yeah.
They've been very thankful na educational yung hindi education kundi sabi na very informative at nakakatulong talaga. No, malaking tulong.
Actually, one thing also, Sonny, yung viewers natin, I mean, again, thank you very much for joining us nga, pero kung meron kayong mga suggestions, immigration topic na gusto nyong i-discuss namin, just email me because I'm more because for example nga last week galing yung sa isang viewer nga that topic, no? So now this week it talk of a fashion because someone was asking about yung reconciliation. So I mean we absolutely take it into account. So you're welcome and and thank you for joining us. Take part, no? So email mga topics na gusto nyo and we'll endeavor ways to help, no?
Oh, you could also in a guise of it might be your personal thing and you might be embarrassed to be personally being there's a thread and mentioning yung concern mo. Yun, i-send nyo lang kay attorney, no? Parang sa ganun, she could turn it into a topic siguro.
Yeah.
No? Rather than
kung I don't want to give your name, hindi din problema, no? You can also kung meron kayong topic na gustong you want to discuss and you don't really want to give your name, that's fine. Just everything is confidential, diba?
Ako meron akong somehow nalaman ko, no? You can see him in the community, pero he is may problema pala ang kanyang status dito, no? Pero yun nga, and using a pseudonym or an alias and then changing the voice when you talk to him, he will use a voice changer. Parang kasi nagiging weird na nga kasi pagka malabo ang papel nyo, nawiwirduhan ho kayo, di ba? Parang, di ba, baka may mag-report sa akin o baka mahuli ako, baka mga ganun yung pag hindi maayos ang status mo talaga mabubuwang-buwang ka talaga Kaya't kung may pag-asa, may chance and you can hire a lawyer, an immigration or have the help of malaking bagay ho yan para may peace of mind kayo. Kasi kung illegal ka, padaan ka lang sa istasyon ng pulis, tug, di ba? Ganun Well, you cannot blame. Talagang ganun talaga ang reality niyan So, ayan.
Getting your visa, your immigration status sorted out is like, sabi mo, winning the lottery.
Totoo yan. Hindi lang galing sa akin yan. Nabasa ko yan And then talagang sabi kasi niya, para akong tumama sa sa lottery. Dahil tama, di ba? Kasi you equate it like to a good life. Why do a lot of people try to, di ba? Nagpapakamatay sa boats, sa kung ano, di ba? They are being trafficked dahil nga they see these places as a ticket to a good life, di ba? So, bakit pa? Kung talagang, di ba? Why is it rampant yung ganyan, di ba? Why does Mexicans try to cross the border sa America? Because they see that America as a, di ba? The land of ganyan, no? Ganon din sa UK. So, bakit ito lang, siguro, para tayo nagkukwentuhan lang. Bakit ba nagsisiksikan? Ayaw nila doon sa France. Bakit everybody's trying to come over to the UK, attorney? Sige nga, ikaw nga, from an immigration solicitor's point of view, bakit sa palagay mo, bakit nagsisumiksik o gusto makarating ng UK? Via law, lahat na. Via boats.
It's probably a combination of a number of things. I think a big part of it is just yung it's easier to make it here, which is not actually necessarily correct. Also, yung language, no? English is more spoken, no, than French. So it could also be na meron na nga silang mga kamag-anak dito. So I think it's a combination of a number of things. But I mean, it's sad that people feel they have to go through such desperate measures to leave their country to come here nga. I mean, they are desperate measures because of course you can die from crossing the channel, and it shows you how important it is, the topic of immigration. It's I think it's right up with importance you give to family and your health, you know. So yung nga, and we go back to the same thing. If you are unsure, take advice. And kung may mangyari, you get a refusal. I say again, don't panic. No, read the letter. Meron pa ba kayong magagawa? No, but just don't ignore it. No?
Ayan. Ito, sino to? Natal Mark, any contact number of Attorney Lira, please? Sabi niya, ito ang number niya. Ilalabas ho natin, no? Para nang sa ganun ma-contact. Email lang ho. Lagay niyo lang ho, Immigration Corner. Yan. Ang tawag dito, Immigration Corner lang ho. Ilagay ninyo at malaman ho ni Attorney. Ayan. Mark, ito na yung number ni Attorney. Email address ni Attorney, no? Ayan.
Yeah.
Okay, but Attorney, sige, ikaw magsabi, Attorney. Ano mo? Email
So,
address
ang
mo.
email ko po, CABATBAT, yung apelido ko, at Douglas2S po, no? Tapos _simon.com. Lagay nyo nga lang sa subject, Immigration Corner. So, alam kong galing nga pa dito. Telephone number ko po, 0203-375-0555. Yan. Bukas kami, 9 to 5:30. Oh, actually, on Thursdays, we're open till 7. So, you can call, but it's probably better and easier to just email me muna. Kung gusto niyo tawagan ko kayo, hindi problema. Just leave your number and I will do so.
Ayan. Okay. Si MJ lang, sabi niya, be safe, God bless po. At least in-acknowledge lang natin, no? Ayan. At least people who are saying hi, hello to us, no? Okay. Well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. Attorney, sige, magpaalam na tayo. Baka may mga huli ka pang mamaya nais banggitin o nais ka pang i-anunsyo. Sige, go right ahead,
Yeah,
please.
no. It's I'm truly humbled and grateful for those who joined us, you know, and who join us regularly po. And it's
Yes.
salamat to sa inyong lahat, no. It really truly, sinasabi ko nga, it's the highlight of my week. It truly is the happy Thursday, you know.
Happy Thursday.
Because,
Happy Thursday.
Everything can come into this, no. May seryoso, it's immigration issues. You know, alam na ng mga taong nagugulpi. So, but also, things like pinag-usapan natin, you know, driving test, you know, life in the UK test, which can be more difficult. Or tonight, Doritos.
Yes.
So there you go. So it's thank you very much for joining us. Talaga, it's and hope you join us again next week. You know.
Make it a habit to be happy on Thursday, no? Di ba? Tama. Make it a habit. Oo, kasi ano yan, garantisado yan. You will be happy on a Thursday. Meron tayong mini contest. It could be anything in the future. We just don't know. It's just nakatuwaan lang because andyan ho kayo, no? Mga avid na mga kasama natin. Okay, well, thank you very much. No? Ayan, nagpaalam na ho si Attorney. Ako naman ho magpapaalam. Nais kong pasalamatan kayong lahat sa walang sawang pagsubaybay ninyo dito sa ating program. At kung meron ho kayong mga nais ninyong talakayin ni Attorney, wag ho kayong mangimi, no? Either message us, minsan nababasa ko yung mga messages nyo, I'll just pass it on to Attorney, or yung kaninang email address, no, na binigay, pwede ho nyong i-send din ho doon sa number niyo. Multipurpose, for if you wanna ask her something or if you wanna suggest topics that she discussed dito sa ating programa. So, we'll do it again on Thursday, and garantisado, you're gonna be happy on Thursday. If you don't wanna miss half of your life, tune in every Thursday, sabi nga nila, no? missing the show is missing half of your life. So we'll see you again next time. In the meantime, good night, sweet dreams, no? Take care and be safe and be healthy all the time, no? Bye-bye. Take care. Magandang gabi ho sa inyo lahat. Oops, ito yung ating extra ni attorney. Asa naman ito? Yan, ito yung favorite nating extra, yan.